going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to King Talk. Let me go ahead and introduce the crew. We got Trev Smooth, Lord Sherm Outlaw, Kenny P, Hank, Rob Cook, me, myself, PJ. Welcome to King Talk. How you gentlemen doing? How y'all doing?
What up, brothers? Kenny P, what up?
Peace to the panel.
How y'all doing on this Tuesday, man? Everything's on the up?
Yo, fellas, what's happening?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Amazing.
For some reason, it felt like it's Thursday to me. I don't know why. I feel like it's Thursday.
What you got going Friday you looking forward to?
Usual, man. Work.
What's up?
Yeah, nothing but work, man. Anyhow, it's good to see you guys on this Tuesday. What's going on, Branu? I know you was here bright and early. Dale Matthews, The Legacy, Christopher Matthews, Lars P, Mrs. Hink, Mills 36. How everybody doing? As you guys come in, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you are catching this on a replay, do me a favor, hit that like button. And also make sure you subscribe. It's not too late to share the stream. We are just beginning. So all I'm asking for is just likes and shares and subscriptions. That's all I'm asking for. With that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and get this show started, man. So we're going to talk about the NFL player, Xavier Worthy. Are you guys familiar with the story?
No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Actually took a deep dive into it. Yeah, it is, man. It's I can't say I typically see it, but it is alarming, nevertheless. So I'm going to read a little bit of this. Williamson County authorities have declined to press charges against Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy. Worthy, a former Texas football player who has an address in the Austin suburb of Georgetown, was arrested Friday. He was booked for assault against a family or household member by impeding their breathing or circulation, which is third-degree felony. Williamson County District Attorney Sean Dick on Saturday evening told the Statesman that after speaking with multiple witnesses, his office is not accepting a case at this time. After further investigation by the Williamson County Sheriff's Office and further discussion with a third-party witness, Mr. Worthy and his attorney, and the case is being declined at this time pending completion of the investigation. So he's out, man. He's out. He got out. And I am going to play a few clips, and then we're going to go ahead and get into it because this is it's crazy, man. How low will people go for revenge, right? How low would they go for revenge? So let me get this first clip pulled up, and then we'll go ahead and get into it.
Imagine you go to jail because your girlfriend was cheating on you, decided to rip out your dreads so now you look like this, but somehow she not in the wrong. Let me explain the story for y'all. Kansas City football player Xavier Worthy found out that his girlfriend was cheating on him 2 weeks ago. For 2 weeks, he tried to get her to leave his crib. She was not going. When told to leave again, she got physical, ripped out his dreads, destroyed his crib. A man's had to join Taper Fade Nation, but he went to jail because she decided to lie to police and claim that he grabbed her up. It was proven false due to witnesses stating that he never did that, which is why they dropped the charges. But in the midst of his arrest, you already seen how social media was going. Quick to jump on the slide, quick to say he did it, trying to ruin that man's career. So again, I ask you, how could he be wrong because he didn't want to end up like Travis Hunter? How could he be wrong because she cheated, he wanted to separate himself for her, and she lashed out? That's crazy, bro.
So everything moved, I guess, pretty quickly, man. But what happened was she got caught cheating. She got caught cheating, and he hired a private investigator, which actually had some video as well as her cheating. I'm assuming that that's the reason why he was kicking her out the house. They got into a confrontation. She called the police, and he went to jail. She lied on him. So we have another male victim. We just fresh off the Kendra G with Dan, he was a victim, and now I know he was receiving a whole lot of slap and a whole lot of pushback as far as what exactly happened. He was called all type of names because of this incident. His image was tarnished again. So let's go ahead and open it up for the panel, man. What are you guys' thoughts so far about this situation?
We.
Hey,
Hey, I think they need to press charges.
JR, shout out to you for doing that video, man, that you did on that Kendrick Papa Dan. I just checked that out before I came on. But as far as this situation, I think the problem is he should have put that heifer on paper, man. He should have put on paper, and I understand how you may feel about her, how you think you may feel about her. But if she's doing you like that, she did you like that, she put hands on you, she ain't got no respect for you at all. So yeah, he should have put her on paper, man. Call the police on her because she showed he did it on you. So I really wish he had her. Unfortunately, he didn't. Now he's getting a lot of backlash, and is it going to tarnish his name? Hell yeah, it's going to tarnish his name because they're going to put that on the front cover. But you know what's going to be on the back cover? When he got it released and they never charged him, nobody going to look at that back cover. They'll look at that damn horoscope in the comics before they look at the back page. So now that won't get talked about at all. Now maybe on some sports shows they might kind of brush up on it, say something about it, but when you get on the national media and they put you out there, man, your name's like mud. So I'll leave it there.
All right, go ahead, Cook. I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about it.
You say me or you say Chicago? That's me, right?
Yeah, you Cook.
Yeah. The situation, man, I look at it from a bunch of different ways. I look at, the recovery. I've had to stand and sit and had the finger point and pretty much give up everything for my honor and my name to be restored, which I did. But the process cost me a lot. My mental health, it cost me 9.5 months in a military jail. You know what I mean? And so I feel for the young dude if he doesn't have the guidance to, step back into his identity of who he is. Like, he didn't do it. That's why he's not being charged, and I hope he has the mental tenacity because so many people look at the kid now. He's one of the fastest cats in the NFL. He's a Super Bowl champion. So I kind of look at the ripple effect it has, like this young man is inspiring to young other guys. And so somehow, some way, to Hink's point of, the national media may grab this thing and not say the back page, but we need to be talking about it because it wasn't right. So you keep bringing it up and us getting a chance to say, no, dude was done dirty. Let's talk about his credibility. Let's put that on. So the clickbait that goes about the nasty side of the story, we know they need the advertisements. Like, so if we have a platform to start talking about, no, this, not even getting into the facts of, we ain't got to get in the weeds. They're going to do that. But letting this man's name be reestablished because he is a king.
All right, I like that. Go ahead, Law.
Yeah, man, he definitely, I definitely want to see charges brought up against this woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of it because all they have to do is make the claim and it will tarnish your name. Like Rob said, man, it's ridiculous. And we see it way too often. You know what I mean? The first thing they do is plaster this brother's face all over the place as if he's guilty. And then, like I said, like they always say, the initial part is going to be loud. You know what I'm saying? The outcry is going to be loud initially, but the recourse after he's proven not guilty will be quiet. You know what I mean? Just like Hink was saying, man. And I think it's terrible, and they need to lock that heifer up in Hink words. Straight up.
Just put it out there too. She was older than him. So it's kind of been a conversation as well about these older women preying on some of these young folks. Wish I had Marcus here. Maybe he'll pull up in a second because he always talk about the XP. And
how much older?
Let me check and see. I don't know. She
just 3 years. He's 21. She's 24.
It's not too bad. And play this clip of her right here. This is off of Instagram. Off of her TikTok.
Okay, so come with me to day in the life as an NFL wife.
Now, this is what she was posting, and she wasn't even a wife. She never made it to be the wife, but this is what she was posting on her TikTok.
They are in training camp right now. Baby's in camp. He's already getting prepped and prepared or whatever. So just gonna give y'all a fit of the day. Don't mind the water because I was doing my hair. But I'm gonna wear these shoes with this bag. Okay, I'm all ready to go. I got my little fan that I've been using, and all the other wives is like, oh, you're so smart for a fan. I need to get the one on Amazon and go around my neck, but all ready to go. Okay, so I get in the car and I head on over to the facility. It's not that far of a drive, but I get there and the first thing that I have to do is check in. This is like a certain lot for friends and family, so we just go to the back lot. We go to the tent.
Thank you.
And she already knew who I was, and she just handed me my sticker. And this is so we'll be able to get into the friends and family VIP section. This is just some footage of us driving on the go-kart and us getting up the hill. And then we have to go through these metal detectors, and then I'm finally through. And where I'm pointing at, that's where I have to go up the hill to see them at, and that's where the VIP tent is. Here's the tent. Just a quick view of the field and the family area. All those are fans, but where I'm pointing at is where the players will walk down to and then come to the field. And here's baby here with his homeboys, his teammates. And they're walking down, getting ready for practice. And the fans be screaming so hard. Like, the Chiefs fans are crazy. But this is just some footage of Xavier making some plays. He did pretty good this day. But I think in total, he has a total of like 7 or 8 touchdowns since camp has started. So that's exciting. I can tell you that the Chiefs fans are very excited for him. But after it's all over, I'm able to see him and walk with him. So he normally just like tells me to come on when I just walk out the gate. And the fans normally just start screaming and ask for autographs and stuff. But we just walk up the hill and see all the fans are screaming his name. And we just walk up the hill so he can drop off his stuff. He drops off his shoulder pads and his helmet to the equipment crew. And then we just sit and talk. He's talking about how hot it was outside. It'd be so hot out there. I don't know how he do it. I guess it was a hard day at practice. It was hard. It was hot. And then I say my goodbyes and I'll see him later. I'm gonna wear.
All right, go ahead, Trez.
Mm-hmm. You always got to watch for people like that, right? Those clout chasers, the one that just want to be a part of your overflow, I guess. Like, you can tell she's an opportunity. She's not even a baddie at all. Anytime I look at a woman, I imagine her minus makeup and wig. And, I thought in 2025 we were supposed to let that whole baby hair shit go. I guess they didn't get the memo yet, but for real, I certainly agree with Mr. Cook, man. She should have been held accountable, right? Like, and it never happens, man. Like, that's the whole thing. I'm gonna pledge to cover this. That's the whole thing. That's something that we all should do. We should definitely expose incidences like this as much as possible, because it's always just swept under the rug. That accusation, super loud, and this is like, I didn't even know about it. Like, that's, to me, that's trash. That's trash. As a journalist, I feel like if you took the time to go ahead and just throw this man's name underneath the ground, I think it's your responsibility, because I know they know it happened, but they just don't feel like it's news. but you have to understand the damage that it's going to do to this man for the rest of his life, because most people are only going to know about the accusation. He's going to live with that stain forever. Even if it's proven, sometimes these people still just going to be like, oh, well, you know, like, I'm sure he deserved it. He must have did something. That's just how they look at us sometimes, man. There is no, we've talked about it before. There's no sympathy, no empathy for men. In general, right? They don't care. Once a woman makes an accusation on you, wearing that jacket for life. And you know, he's trying to do his thing, and he obviously didn't get the guidance from the OGs, because he would never pick a little scallywag like that. Like, you could just kind of tell off rip what type of joint that was off rip, for real. And I feel like us as men, when we see the younger gentlemen, we need to pull coats. Sometimes they don't have a father in their life or somebody. If you try to be a positive role model, any of the young homies, I definitely pull coats whenever possible, because if not, who will, right? I think us as men, we just have to, because we're not going to get the help from the media. We're not going to get the help from women, because a lot of times they don't understand or care to understand. So it's going to be us. We have to look at the youth and what they're doing and stop them in their tracks, because she could have ruined his life if it weren't for the witnesses. Fortunately, they really shout to them for like saying, like, this ain't it, because he could have literally went down for nothing. And they're talking about you know, suffocation and all of this. That they said a 3rd-degree felony. He was about to do some time. His career would have been over and his life would have been ruined. So yeah, we need to definitely put a spotlight on every situation like this we find.
All right. Go ahead, Sharon. You're on mute.
All right, so I feel like this kind of goes back to the conversations that we were having when it comes to you know, finding the right woman for you. You know what I mean? You have to know what's out there. You have to know, you know, what to look for, but you only learn by, you know, going out there, seeing what's out there and picking up habits. You know what I'm saying? And me looking at his case, I was like, damn, I for sure went through something like that. I'm talking about knives pulled out on me, you know, all kind of, you know, domestic stuff, terrorizing.
Can't hear you.
Damn, my bad. So now I know what to look for, so that won't happen ever again. You know what I mean? So this man is 21. I'm not looking at him like, oh, he's a simp. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. He just got caught up with one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna happen. That happens to probably every man that's out there looking for a woman. You know what I mean? But now that he learned that lesson, he's gonna go on through life and be like, hey man, I probably need a woman that got her own thing going on, so she won't be all up in my business. So I won't have to spoil her. So I won't have to, you know, do all of these things. She needs something to occupy her time, so she won't be all up on me, you know, trying to clout chase and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? So what I would say to like young men, I'll be like, you know, you really can't fault him. You know what I mean? I don't know what he had going on in high school. He probably didn't even have a woman that pretty. You know, I mean, she ain't like the finest thing in the world, but you know, everybody got their own taste. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But she might be fine as hell to him. You know what I mean? He probably saw her, oh my God, and she got in his mind, you know, probably did some crazy sexual favors, you know what I'm saying? And boom, voila, here we are, you know? So yeah, I mean, she's straight, you know what I'm saying? But she probably went in there, was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And when a woman is put in a position to deal with the man that has that kind of power, she's probably gonna go over and beyond. You know what I mean? To like, oh, I'm gonna do this every day. Oh, I'm gonna come up to support you while you at your practice. I mean, of course you would. You ain't got shit else to do, and he's paying for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you? Of course. You know, but is it genuine? No, you're doing it just because he's, you know, for clout. You know, I'm sure if he was driving a fucking trash a trash truck, you wouldn't be out there supporting him. You know, it is what it is. But when men are put in those type of positions of influence and power, man, I really feel sorry for them, bro, because Like one thing that my dad taught me, he was like, man, when you meet a woman, there's always going to be a representative that she puts in front of you, to grasp you. You know what I'm saying? But you have to, poke at her and do certain things so you could be like, okay, I'm gonna go behind this veil and see who you really are. And that comes through asking questions, picking up traits, putting them in situations to see how they move and how they react. But all that comes with time. So, to anybody else listening, to any young brother out there listening, take this as a lesson for yourself. But, as we all know, sometimes you just got to learn the hard way.
Go ahead, Rob.
P5, listening to Sherm talk, and after you showed that video, I feel like I got to get this off my chest in a sense. Somebody failed the young lady too. Like, I know we're looking at the guy and what happened, but some father failed that young lady for her to get to that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some man, some woman, even somebody failed that young lady also. At the same time, like Trev said, we went pulling his coat, the OGs, and talking to him. Somebody somewhere failed her too. So I want to, like, just from, like I saying, a king or a perspective of the whole kingdom. Like, yeah, we got to get to them men too, but man, something's got to happen. Like when you said that little girl's age, she's my daughter age, bro. Like I could just imagine. I tell my oldest daughter, she got 2 boys, and I tell her, their dad's like, yo, homie, like I spoiled her. I fucked up. I did some things trying to make amends for myself that put her in a position to kind of pop off a certain way at the mouth of this. My bad. Let me work with you on that. Just don't put your hands on it. And if you ever feel like it need to go a certain way, send her back home. Like that was the conversation I had, because I recognized as a father trying to fix my own demons, I fucked up my girls. And then they had to go to a dude. So I just wanted to highlight, man, I felt like I wanted to say, like, somebody failed her too. You know what I mean? And yeah, she should be still held accountable, but her too. Like both of them, they kids, you know what I'm saying? And at some point, we trying to help elevate the whole. Because if little girls stop doing that, little boys stop having these situations. Little boys stop not looking for the right thing, we stop having these situations. It can work both ways.
Okay.
So can I add something else on it to JR? The thing about it, this story is damn near similar to Travis Hunter. So he's been trying to get at this girl for a minute. And she so happens to be in Texas for a track meet because she was a track star in school. And so that's how they end up hooking up. She ended up having a meeting out there, and he ended up meeting her out there in some restaurant or something. So, he's like, man, he's been looking at her for a minute. So he's been trying to get at on IG and everything. So he's been fiending for this chick. Now, the thing about it, I don't know if the boy's falling in his life or not. But some of these dudes now, I don't think that would matter. Some of these dudes now, even if the father told them, we done some shit that our people told us not to, and we still did anyway. We had to learn the hard way that oven's hot. We all did it. I know. Matter of fact, let me speak for myself. I know you perfect motherfuckers ain't did shit. I done fucked up a lot that people done told me not to do some shit. I know I did. I got a list, but I'm not gonna get into it. But yeah, and I think he still would have got with this girl, even if one of his uncles, saying that, hey man, see the way she moves, she's a materialistic type chick. You sure you won't get with her? She's all about her, and she ain't really about you. And you can tell it by the way she acted. She didn't care about this man's career. She didn't care about what they was gonna do to him when she called the police, when she was laying hands on her. She was bold enough to stay. I think she stayed in the house for like 2 weeks. He's been telling for 2 weeks to get out. Yeah, she had no respect for you at all, dog. And that's why the law should have been called on her. It never should have got this point where she cutting your hair, so once she did that the first time, you should have put her out. Got one of your female cousins to lay hands on her. Something should have happened. Look, I would have called the law on her. You already disrespect me. You put hands on me. I'm not going to get my cousins hemmed up. let me go on and call the law because I want that paperwork on you. So the next man, because some other clown gonna get with you again. You know what I'm saying? So the next man already know what it is if he do a background check on your ass. Yeah, she got a record of putting hands on people. Yeah, I can't get with her. But he didn't do that. Why? I mean, that pearl tongue was too good to him. JR, I think that's what it is. She put that thing on that dude's face, and he loved it. Yeah, he loved it. He couldn't help himself. He said, man, I really don't want to get her hemmed up because I might want to spin the block with her or something. When she calmed down, get her some anger management classes or something and get her right again. And, I bring on back in and we still going to walk down the aisle. Yeah, dog. No, leave her alone. I hope some of his homeboys on the team have a deep dive conversation with him. Some of them elder players say, hey, man, don't do this. You remember that seminar you went to about domestic violence and dealing with certain women and certain kind of women? Maybe you need to get a refresher course and go to that class again because this ain't what you want, dog.
Man, look.
Hey,
I don't know where to start, but let's talk about
y'all
it.
know
Xavier Worthy.
the way he
brother man.
found out that she was cheating on him.
They say he hired
Y'all,
a private
I
investigator.
know he found out she was cheating on him from a private investigator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just seen that
that
in the
was 2
chat.
weeks ago, trying to get up with out.
Yeah.
All of y'all wrong. You know what his number one mistake was? All of y'all wrong. He didn't watch the video on the 12 leadership principles. And then if he would have did it the right way, he would have married her the first day that he met her. And then he would have just been giving her half. And he would have been operating like...
Oh my God.
Hold tight, y'all. Let me play this clip right quick.
Man, look, I don't know where to start, but let's talk about it. Xavier Worthy, okay, brother man. Okay, your lawyer came out with a statement, okay? We need to look at this statement, all right? All right, so let's read the statement. The complainant was asked multiple times over the last 2 weeks to vacate the property. Leave. I don't want nothing from you. Just leave, right? Okay. Upon discovery of her infidelity. You out here for the streets, go play in the streets. You can play with the dash marks, the yellow solid line, the white solid line. You can play with all those, the pavement, crumbled stone, whatever you want to play in, you can go play it. Dirt roads, they got it all. Okay? Add a little water, become a mud road, okay? All right. You know what I'm saying? And then let me tell you how much he cared. He hired a private investigator. We got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We got all these platforms where videos can get uploaded. You know what I'm saying? No, he hired somebody with a real camera to catch you in 4K. Damn near 8K. Oh my God. Right? Okay, cool. She has refused to vacate the residence. Why you don't want to leave now? Go be with the guy in the streets. Go be with your 20%. Okay, go be with him. Deal with him. Okay, all right. Okay, then made a number of extortive efforts. You trying to extort that man? You want to extort me? Huh? If I'm Xavier Worthy, okay? You want to extort me? Know what I'm saying? King Kong ain't got shit on me. I'm fast. Oh, I should have said the Flash. Anyway, let's move on.
The shoot, nigga.
Resorting to this baseless allegation against Mr. Worthy. The complainant further destroyed a room in the residence. You destroying shit where you used to live? Get out. Get out right now. Scratched up Mr. Worthy's face. Ripped out parts of it. Ripped out the locks, the luxurious locks. Oh no. Throw her under the jail. You know what I'm saying? Throw her under the jail. Stop playing with me, okay? All right. Wait a minute. Police, what the fuck were y'all doing? Hold on, man. What? Wait a minute. What? Y'all took him to jail because he was a man. That's what y'all did. Y'all took him to jail because he was a man. If there's physical proof, you did it because he's a man. Okay, let's move on. All right. Told law enforcement at the time of the incident that he did not want to press charges against that. Oh! I would have picked her up like this and said, I want to press every charge, boom, and then dropped it on her head. I'm just saying, bro, hold women accountable, okay? They can't get away with hitting on you and beating on you, and men just be like, oh, well, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to press charges on her. No, I press every... That's me pressing every damn charge I could press. Stop playing with me, okay? Stop.
Go ahead, Amboy. I think you was trying to say something.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about the worst advice ever. But you got to buy that course so you can make sure you get exactly how to execute it to lose all of your money. Because if the first woman that came up to him, because this is a prime example.
Hey, where will we find that course at, Marcus?
It's on you know where that course is at. It's on the
I just don't. No, I'm trying to look it up. I think I want to invest in something like that.
Okay, I will put it in the back chat. If maybe some of y'all don't get the joke if y'all don't know about what's been going on. But okay, so this is exactly why we had this fallout, right? This is a prime example of somebody not understanding the situation that they was in. Not understanding that this woman right here is going to try and latch on to you, and it's going to be women that look better than her. So even if she was a good woman, you're going to put yourself in a situation where you might get tempted because you're so young with so much being thrown at your feet. And now you put yourself in a situation where you might do a good woman wrong just by, you know what I'm saying, moving forward with something you're not ready for because you're not old enough. It's too much temptation. You haven't even seen the door you're about to walk through yet. Because all them people screaming his name and all that other stuff when he was walking out the gym, when it's nightlife time, those will be women, scantily dressed women. And for a young man, that's going to be really, 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 really hard to just move around from and just ignore unless he, like men. Other than that, I just can't see no straight man just steady walking past these women all day. He should have dealt with what all y'all said about getting her out of the crib. Ain't no way. He shouldn't have moved her in. Somebody should have pulled his coattail and told him, bro, you are about to go to the league. You should not be living with the first woman you met that you was attracted to, because you about to meet way more attractive women and you need to wait. You need to see what is out here. You need to see how these women operate. You need to see how their personalities are. You need to see character traits you can pick up on. You need to see if there are any trends you can recognize. You need to see all of these things. So when you find a woman that's worthy and you're ready, you can move forward. He's not ready yet. He won't be ready for a while. And it's probably going to set him back because now you're going to move forward with these trust issues because he was on the other side of the harm. Like, it's one thing when you the person that get cheated on. It's another thing when you the person doing the cheating. Him being the person that got cheated on and having everything in the world, it's going to fuck his whole head up. Just like it messed these women head up when it happened to them. This shit it's a L across the board. He should have been advised to wait. It's as simple as that. Anybody telling you marry the first in his situation, I'm not talking about no other situation outside of a professional athlete. Anybody tell you, oh yeah, that's a good woman, you should marry her, she beautiful, the first woman you meet is a dumbass and they setting your ass up. They might be getting paid on the back end on some he got game shit. Remember when Lala was getting a bag with the other Al B. Sure ass nigga? That low key, that shit might be happening to Travis Hunter. Her brother might be getting the consulting bag for his sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit real. This big money we playing with. People create fake EIN numbers and CPNs to get 10,000. What you think they'll do for some millions, boy? You got to smarten up. These people ain't just playing by ear. They out here scouting, reading your whole every Instagram post, developing a psychological profile behind your ass. They talking to your homies and getting information. The nigga that's putting the play together, getting all the information behind you, and they can tailor make the exact person that she just got to act like in order to get you to fall in love. And your game goofy ass gonna fall right into that trap because you don't have the experience yet. You have to gain this experience in that life, in that specific life. I'm not talking about no other life. When you walking down the street and people screaming your name and beautiful women is pulling on you and throwing themselves at you and you need to figure out how to properly dispose of your semen, you're not living the same type of life where the same normal rules apply. You have to figure something else out, Joe. That's all I'm saying. I wish that young man the best. I hope he gets somebody that's actually been through this shit to come through and slide on him and give him some actual game so he don't wind up in a worse situation. He need that. What's the boy that everybody be laughing at, Diggs or whatever? Maybe you need to holler at him. Because I bet you Diggs won't get done like this. I bet you he won't. I bet you when he done, when he done, he gonna get exactly what he want, kick his feet up and say, I know how to play this shit. And I played it to a T. Niggas should listen. But hey, who am I? I ain't gotta force this game on you. You either accept it or neglect it. I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. I can tell you what you should know, but I can't make you think here.
You put that ooh-wee on him, and he was like, man, I need this every night. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, sex is a very, very powerful emotion, man. And like crazy decisions, you know, when they're not disciplined. Yeah, exactly. Exactly that part. You know, but if they don't have no discipline in their, what'd you say?
No, go ahead.
Oh, if they don't have no discipline or no sexual discipline, it's over, bro. Like, people do crazy shit when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we all talked about, you know, a couple episodes ago. It's like, man, you really have to train these men on how to navigate that emotion. You know, you can't ignore it. You can't act like it doesn't exist. You know, your sons and your daughters. You know what I mean? Because they could be frivolous. I mean, thank God I got an older sister that just tells me all her old business, and I'm like, damn, you know, like I don't even know, you know, she'd be like, back when I was 14, this dude and whoop de whoop whoop, and I was like, oh shit, now that I know what's out there, I gotta have some preventative measures to guide my seeds through. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like I said before, bro, you can't be naive, you can't be no naive parent, but man, it's like, it is very tough. I read this book called A Shark Never Sleeps by this NFL agent. I think his last name is Rosenbaum. And he said that, like, man, there are women out there that are trained.
Drew
like
Rosenhaus.
Drew Rosenhaus. They train women on how to get these men, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I am not surprised, because there's been some women that came to me, and I was like, damn, if I wasn't, you know, on game, I would have fell for the okie doke easy. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even have to be rich. You could just have like a job and have something going on. You know what I mean? But I know I'm like, you know, it's easy for you to get caught up. You got a house, you got a car, you got a place to stay. Man, that, you know, okay, hey, baby, I want to come through. Oh, for sure. Hell yeah. I ain't doing nothing anyway. It's better than jacking off. You know, you going to tell her to pull up. Then after a while, you're going to get comfortable and be like, you know what? Man, I want to get this shit every day. Because, you know, a man could bust a nut every day, as we all know as men. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, bro. Like, how do these men avoid these traps? You know, there needs to be a class or something. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I have no idea how they could do it, man.
Listen, this is King Talk. This ain't no safe haven for no sluts. I'm going to say that straight up. That's why I got on my Sleepy Browns, so I could see through all the bullshit. He hired a PI and found a donkey dick up in her. Told her, get up out of here. That's not the first time we heard that story, fellas. Wasn't we talking about Tyrod Taylor not too long ago getting Dre and Michelle up out the crib? And then she went go drop her egg in that little young boy that played for the Rockets? Huh? Yo, Rob, cool brother. You seem like you got a nice mellow tone, like you smoke Newports. Good. Not today. Not here. If you young, they got to have them dudes that beat them women off, and they are well trained to work these little young boys that's impressionable, that just come into money, and they learn the skills to give them something that they never had before. Not talking about football. Look at Zion Williamson. That girl put her tongue in his booty. He's giving her $100,000 allowance every month. You understand? She would have put this man under the jail if they were to find what they perceived was enough to constitute him being violent to that woman. And she's doing all of this being frantic because the money train was about to end. So my last ditch effort is to Try something, catch him on SA. Maybe I could get some hush money and leave this situation and go elsewhere. The play was there. I ain't have to put on these big motherfuckers to see that. You understand? This is King talk. A lot of these young dudes is gonna get ate up like food. Look at look at this dirty Jezza. Look at this thing. Yo, Hank, where you at to give him some discipline? That could have been like one of your nephews. He's supposed to punch him in his chest. What you doing with that?
Hold on. I see her shaking that ass though. Hold on. We might have to play that again.
Yeah, see, Sherm? So, Sherm, you telling on yourself. If you was Xavier, you could have messed around and get caught. Look at her. Look at this.
No, hold on. She look a little different in that video. Hold on.
Look at this little monkey butt.
Yeah, you know. Looked like they was having fun until they wasn't.
He got a little body on her. I can see where he got caught up at, you know?
Yeah, he need to stop fronting with all them ones. You ain't really saying nothing. You ain't get the big money yet. But all jokes aside, that's some nasty work. We laughing, right? If that could have been switched and proven, his career is pretty much over. You understand? He gonna probably go sit down if the league doesn't save him. What happened to the other kid, the other wide receiver that crashed up the car and was doing all that nonsense? You ain't hear nothing about him. And he's an all-pro talent.
Yeah, but that don't mean that nothing's going on though, just because you don't hear about it. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's in prison.
Yeah, Henry
He's
Ruggs.
in prison.
Yeah,
he's in prison.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. You understand? Your career
he
over.
got a different
homie.
woman.
What's the average career, Hank, in the NFL? 5 years. 5 years.
It's five. It's that long?
5 years.
I thought it was like way shorter than that. But
Yeah, it's roughly about 5 years. You got to get your money. You got to make smart decisions. Most of them little young dudes sleep in the financial classes. They got the whole train, the best of the best, just like Marcus say. And they ain't saying no. They coming with. They in the club. They in front. They out there on the field. They're waiting to get chose.
Like when you doing it like that, you could get like a woman to submit and do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she's gonna be there for the opportunity. You know, but then, you know, I believe that every woman's an opportunist to some degree. You know, they're just like built that way. That's in their genetic code. You know, like I ask my daughters, "Why do you love daddy?" Because you buy me stuff. You know, both of them. You know what I'm saying? But we can't really fault women for that. Ever since the beginning of time, women like the guy with the most resources that was tall, strong, buff, you know, all of these things just so they could survive in the world and they could pass down good genetics.
But Sherm,
survival instincts.
They fell in line. They didn't move with deception. They understood their place for fear that they'd be ousted. And once they're out there, that's the wilderness gonna get them. I'm gonna do what I need to stay in good grace of the men that protect me. Just like
Kenny, you know, Jezebel's always been around, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always been Jezebel's around.
Yeah.
They're gonna put that Jezebel skill on you, and then you're gonna be caught up.
But what Hink said is he chased her though. Hink said he, like, in his mind, he thinking, I'm about to score. I'll give you a funny story. So I'm a military cat, and my job was protective services. So y'all might have heard of the case. Not, you know, in the military we think shit bigger, you know, bigger than what it really get. But there was this case of these Secret Service agents getting caught down in Colombia with some prostitutes, and so they was giving us the intel brief. But same to the point, these guys get to the club. You only in the place for like 3-4 days. You do your event, then you out. So you have whatever fun you want hitting the streets. Dudes go up to the club and they think they really pulling. To Hink's point, like, this dude been chasing her on Instagram. This dude been hitting her up, and then boom, he luckily sees her at a track meet. He thinking it's him. Like, he really cared about this chick, not to flash on her. Even after he found the private investigator, he hired somebody to make sure. He wasn't even trusting his own judgment. He done hired somebody. They get back, it's true, and he still non-violently trying to get his way out of there. He's still not pressing charge. Like, he really owned this girl. Like, I mean, we're talking about it because we see the game, or maybe some of us have been exposed to it. This his first run at this shit. So, like, somebody was supposed to tell him something.
Look,
Maybe that person told him to get married.
She done push that man into the arms of a snow bunny. This next woman will be a snow bunny. Watch what I say. It's gonna be a snow bunny. He in Kansas. Oh yeah, plenty of them that snow bunnies after Patrick Mahomes, his receiver. He gonna hook him up. I got a one for you.
Xavier Worthy was cheated on, had his home destroyed, got physically assaulted by a woman, and he went to jail that day. And you want to know what the craziest part about it is? If we had no footage, nobody would believe that he was the one that was being harmed. Nobody would believe it. Why? Because women only care about the double standards that don't aid them. You ain't heard one. If women are so, oh, domestic violence is this, and we don't support any of it, and blah, blah, blah. You ain't seen a single woman say nothing about Xavier Worthy's situation. He was abused, attacked, had his home destroyed, got cheated on, and went to jail. That man had to go to jail because he found out he was cheated on, and the lady started destroying his house and attacking him. What woman have you seen say something about that shit? So now if you see why men just don't be having respect for these agendas these women be trying to push, is because we know deep down at heart you don't give a fuck about, you want to be empowered. You don't want to end oppression. You want to be the oppressor. That's all y'all care about, bro. In the majority. Y'all know y'all only care about the double standards that don't affect y'all. We not gonna see no women talk about Xavier Worthy's situation. Why? Because it's not a woman. When they thought that he was the assailant and he was the one attacking the lady, then they cared about it. But since they found out that he was the one being abused and it doesn't aid the agendas that they're trying to push, they have no interest in talking about this shit. Again, women, y'all don't get no respect from men because you don't show any.
It's a crazy story, man. But I mean, do you guys think something gonna happen to her at all? No.
Not a damn thing.
She don't get her a new man.
Nah.
If she around the league, she might mess around and get, you know what I'm saying, his rival or something. Because where's one of him is two of him. You know what I'm saying? Because this man who just focused on their craft, who never like experienced any of the stuff outside of that, and all of them are susceptible to this. Like when I was on the teams, out of 10 people, 3 of us understood how this went. The other 7 was susceptible. They'll wife, you know what I'm saying? They were potentially going to date with a buzz down. They knew got buzzed down by, you know what I mean? It's a lot of men that's susceptible to this. These women ain't lying when they say, you catch one of these young athletes and they are easy lick. They are right now. Because if they not listening, they super easy licked. And then if their advice is just do the right thing and be XYZ, you setting these people up like a volleyball serve, bro. My fault. Can you go ahead, go off, Trevor?
Nah, I was just saying, them young dudes are quick to kiss a girl in the mouth. Don't know who she is. Sweet. Honeysuckled hand. There you go, Hank. They know how to spot him, too. He young and tender. Before you know it, that's how Drea caught Jalen. After just getting kicked out of Tyrod house, she be like, shit. Do some Kegels, get this little young boy twisted out. Old as my son. This game ain't gonna stop. There's always lemons coming into the league. They can have the tutelage by older people, but once the money and all the yes people around them, they start drinking that juice until they get caught. Then they're making that call to the OG, what I'm gonna do? She said she ain't gonna get rid of it. She said we a couple. What?
We go together now.
Yeah, well, you know,
Real
well,
bad.
you gotta,
So it's real
teach
bad.
them coming up. You gotta really teach them coming up to make sure that they understand those different things, man. They can't get, all focused on the first piece that fall in their lap, because then, or trying to wait until they find their wife and get married and then try it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not realistic.
I got a
Yeah,
perfect
but my
business
man,
pitch.
his nose was wide open before he even had opportunity to lay down with her. She had his nose wide open. He fall in love just off of IG pics. You know what I'm saying? So, man, look, the young blood man. The one fortunate thing is that he didn't get this heifer pregnant. The next fortunate thing is he didn't say I do. So he's getting away clean. He really is. I know he suffered some consequences. He had a setback. He took an L. Like I said about them L's, those are lessons, not losses. He took an L.
Could have been worse.
He need to learn from it. Hopefully, he don't repeat the same mistake. You know what I'm saying? He picks up. Hey, man, I fucked up. Matter of fact, I was dozing off in the seminars when they was talking about these gold diggers. These chicks ain't out there to get me. They looking to come up on me. I fell asleep. I ain't gonna lie. And that's why this shit happened to me, because I was sleeping in class. I shouldn't have been sleeping. Look, every college in 2025, every college kid who plays a sport has to go to a seminar. I talked to my son about it. I said, how was that seminar? He said, Dad, how do you know about the seminar? I said, dude, they was doing it back in 94. When I was at Murray State. They did it then. They still doing it now. They have to. Matter of fact, they go more in detail with y'all now compared to what in mine. We had one class, saying when a girl say no, she mean no. and they didn't even talk about the gold diggers. Some of the older heads on the team had to tell me about them. You know what I'm saying? So that was a different conversation. Now, it's like they taking one class a day. The first month they on campus talk about how to deal with those situations, how to acknowledge people as their pronouns, how to acknowledge people as far as women. And she say that means no. Make sure you use, if you are getting opportunity, make sure you be safe. Safe sex. We have the clinic on campus. Make sure you go there. Yep. Guess what, guys? They still get them brown bags out. I know y'all remember them back in the days. They still give them out. Go there, get you some what you need, and do what you got to do. They got
make sure
all of that.
You know what? I don't think that
finance, all that. They talk about all that. So me and my son talked about that, and we had a refresh course. Yeah, dog. You need it. What they said, they spot on. So make sure you pay attention. Do what you got to do.
I don't think that's that effective, though. That's the problem. How impressionable do you feel like a person that's like 18, 19 right now? That's that age where you feel like you're invincible, you know everything. I'm thinking about when I was at that age and couldn't nobody really tell me shit. I thought that I had already figured it out. I knew what I was doing. I got this. I'm grown. Man, what you talking about? I think that it has to. I'm sure it's a good thought, but if they don't get that type of like guidance early, then it's just gonna fall on deaf ears at that age. I think that's the major issue we're worried about. Because I know some people would take to it, but a lot of people at that age feel like they already have it figured out, and you can't talk to them the same as if somebody was teaching them that as a father, as a an OG, your uncle, or somebody like that. Now, you know what I mean? Like they've been, that age is a bad age to try to learn those types of lessons, and it's hard to compete with what them females is doing. Like a chick like that probably was rocking out since middle school. Her XP has got to be like heavy, right? Like I'm sure her skill level is high, and not even just with throwing it or whatever, but knowing how to manipulate, knowing what how men tick, what makes men tick, and just how to you know what I mean? There's a skill set to that, and they know how to fool you and to make you really believe that you're the one. And she didn't even care about dude, obviously, because she obviously had somebody else in mind. If the whole problem was she was cheating, then she already had her own thing going on. She didn't care about what he was doing. So he couldn't see. I mean, fortunately he got out of there, and I can't say unscathed, but like Hank said, he didn't say I do and didn't had a baby, but it could have played out a lot worse. She could have had hooks in him and run away with a good portion of his bread. So I think we have to catch him way earlier.
I would like to know who she got caught cheating with, though. That'll make it real clear.
Yeah, I gotta.
Trev, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I was gonna say. So to Trev's point, when we took our class, I don't know if y'all heard of Pee Wee Kirkland, like the clips used to shout him out. So he came to speak to us. I was like, I kind of was more Pee Wee Kirkland than MJ. So I was listening to everything he had to say, soaking up the game. And they had Jason Richardson and Richard Jefferson there talking to us as well. I listened to both of them. And most of the stuff I already knew, but Pee Wee, he was just oozing information that I felt like I needed to know. I ain't gonna hold you. So back to the whole, you had to have been there before to really have the merit with certain people. I was one of them people, and because I knew who he was and knew his whole lore story about him, everything he said, I was damn near taking notes about. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's a casino situation. I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Casino, but Lester, I bet you dude was a slick talking ass pimp type nigga named whatever his name is, but he Lester from Casino. You know what I'm saying? I just know. I just know.
But don't Dion.
But Trev, you sit there and say, you make that statement. I'm talking about it's too late. But the beautiful thing about it is some of them dudes not gonna have a conversation at all. So when you bring it to their attention, it's gonna make them aware. Now the conversation is going to be had because, like my son said, even after they had their guest speakers, other coaches, former players from the school we went to, they came and reinforced the game. So now guys who they respect, who they looked up to, who they seen before, at practices and practice with and all that, they sitting there like, hey man, they give them real life events and situations. This happened to me. This is the reason why they doing it. I advise y'all to do it. Now for my son, it was just a refresher course. But he looked at me like, Daddy, you don't know, you old. It was way back then. But sometimes when your kid hears somebody else say it, now it's like, damn, dude, I told you that same goddamn thing. Why didn't you believe what I said it? But you let this motherfucker, you don't even know. You believe every word he had to say. I said, I'm cool as long as you get the message. That's all that matters. And so he hearing it, he came to me, Daddy, you was right. They talked about this too. So yeah, I knew they was. They did it when I'm back in my day. So you boys need to hear this, man. And like I said, I mentor. There's like 3 kids on this team that we have conversations on at least once a week. Man, I'm checking on them, making sure the grades are up. But guess what? I'm having these conversations. This situation right here is going to help my conversation with them. Come say, hey, y'all remember that football player? What happened to him and how he got hemmed up? Hey, you got to protect yourself, man. You got to.
So Hank, I get your point, right? But like, let's just say, like, all right, so in this instance, the conversation didn't work. And to Marcus's point a little bit earlier, he said that, 7 out of 10 guys are still susceptible to this. And I think that most of us would agree that if they had a positive male role model in their life, that likely would have not happened. So I'm not saying it's not I did acknowledge that it's a good thought, and I think they should continue to do it. But I think that intervention has to happen a lot earlier. We need to, like, that should just be something supporting it, right? Like on a college level, maybe you getting another lesson or just hearing it from another person. But I think it's not going to mean anything if they didn't have somebody, like you said, you told them, but they reinforced what you told them, and now you had the conversation. But if you didn't, and he just would have went to the seminar, probably would have fell on deaf ears just like everybody else.
Well, if it happened almost, right? Go to like a major, if they play like on a major AAU team, they having that conversation in high school too. Okay. My son and them, they had that conversation in high school. So most of the times, if they only elite teams, like he probably played on the traveling football team. I'm sure they probably had that conversation while he was in college. He probably had it while his AAU, his AAU team. Normally they do it on those levels. Now for the average kid who may just got his way into the NFL, where he didn't go to a lot of major schools, it might not have been in their budget to have somebody come up there and speak to him. But, he went to Texas, so I know they had the money. So I know that conversation was had. But I look at it like this, though, Trev. them kids, they gonna have a conversation. This is the reason why I think it really helps them, is because it's gonna get them to have something to talk about. They're gonna get back to the dorm and they're gonna talk about their war stories. Man, you think it happened to me? But then some of them gonna have them kids that think, well, it ain't gonna happen to me. It ain't gonna happen to me. It might happen to them, but it ain't gonna happen to me. All them kids think like that. They all think it ain't gonna happen to me until it does. So
No, you're right. But to Sherm's point a little earlier, right? He even said that it's not just necessarily going to happen to the D1 athletes or the people getting to league. That shit could happen to somebody who's an engineer. That shit could happen to somebody who's like just a regular guy that's getting it. He might be like a low 6-figure guy. There's a lot of women who are going after that too. So I think it's something that all men have to be exposed to. I think it comes down to the fathers, right? That's why I always say, listen, men, don't have kids with women who you don't plan on marrying. If you so happen to get in some shit, listen, just try to be involved in your son's life as much as possible, right? Because just trying to avoid the situation altogether. And I think we all should have a fair shake at it. And I understand that the athletes, it's even more important because they're the biggest target, right? They got the biggest target on their back. But it doesn't mean that the other men in this world don't have to worry about that. We've all been done dirty to some extent by a woman, right? Well, most of us. Some of us came out of the womb max, right? I get it. But I could say not me, right? I learned a lot of hard-ass lessons. And I felt like if I would have had better guidance, I could have avoided that type of a situation. Like, and I'm not saying my parents did a bad job, but there was a cultural difference, right? This wasn't that type of thing, right? So like if you look at all my cousins and like aunts and all that, they all like married back there. They get with one chick, and it's not like 100%, but my family it's a very, very high percentage. It wasn't necessarily common for us to have to worry about that type of thing. And we know these women have always existed since the biblical days and before, but it just wasn't something that we talked about. And a lot of parents just don't talk about it, right? They don't take the time to be like, hey, some of these women out here foul as hell, and they won't tell you how to vet these women. So that's the major point I want to make, is that us as fathers, us as grown men, all the OGs, pull a coat. That's all I'm really saying. Pull a coat early. Don't wait till they have to go to college to learn that lesson and try to absorb everything in one session.
Yeah, because by the time they wait that long, it's gonna be, that's when it's too late for real. You know what I'm saying? You can't try and catch a crash course on this when you 18 going away to school on your left up to your own devices. You know what I'm saying? That's when all the problems start. And yeah, you got to learn
we
this.
got an example of it.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter, we done said his name 3 times. Bro cried and said, Deion changed my life with football. You don't think Deion telling him to get? Deion actually got, folks was mad when he brought the girl in to speak. Deion brought one of the girl who hits like that. He brought her in and say, put them on game. How then does a young man that's the #1 recruit in the world decides to go to a HBC with Deion and then follow him into another with Deion teaching him the game, and then a girl coming in telling him how to game? Does he still find himself then? We missing something. Something's off.
Yeah, but he was with her before he got there, though. So that
okay, that was different. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
If I was to guess, Rob,
she already had the hooks in.
Yeah, if I was to guess, what I think Deion probably told him was, look, if you in love with it, stay in love with it. That's fine. Because one thing you can't do is tear somebody away from somebody they love. They're gonna lash back out at you. But what he probably told him is just make sure you don't get her pregnant. Just promise me you won't get her pregnant. And that's probably how to move forward. Maybe he got on one of these channels and listened to somebody say marry her, and that's why he moving forward with the marriage, because he's trying to,
Yeah.
A super chat came through from Neil. Jackson 499 says the problem is none of them think it will be them. That and all these athletes are tender stick. They have no game, got no play to prepare for tricks.
Spot on with that. These girls learn skills just like You learn that playbook. You work on your footwork. You in the gym. They working that jawline. They doing them Kegels. They getting that body done. They know how to clap ass on demand. Ow. You like it, I love it. Understand?
Yeah.
They got skills, yo. 2 hands. Gawk, gawk. Mm-hmm.
All right, let me go ahead and keep it moving, man. I came across this clip. It is one of those remakes of Pop the Balloon. It's another version of it. But it's the 50-50 talk, but it was interesting how the lady responded, particularly the one in the black dress. So I'm going to go ahead and start to run the clip a little bit before just so I can get some context. Y'all good?
Yep.
All right, hit that like button, y'all. I think that like's low, so hit the like button.
What do you all believe in going 50-50 half with your partner?
I feel it depends on the situation.
The situation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't have a problem.
So expound on that. What you mean the situation?
If we are just now joining in as one,
Yeah.
why wouldn't I?
Right.
Now, if we've been dealing with each other for some time now, I held on.
And let me elaborate. When I say 50-50, I don't mean a man coming in just saying you got to do 50 and I got to do 50. I kind of basically mean in the manner of we both giving in our all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, love.
Your name, your age, and your occupation?
I'm ready.
All right, so that's the one right here. Make sure y'all pay close attention to what she said.
I'm 38 and I'm an occupational therapist.
Okay.
With 50-50, I've been married before.
Okay.
And I did that before.
How do you feel about that?
At this age,
Okay.
I think if I was in my 20s, for sure. But we're on the cusp of 40. So now people are a result of the fruit of what they've been laboring for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking for a man who's already got his situation together. So instead of asking me 50-50,
Right.
he would already have a role for me set out.
Right. Can I be more specific? Because I know it's a general question. Because I know 50-50, you're assuming that it's a man with a bum mentality coming in and saying, you got to get half and I got to get half.
I just think financial.
So let me be more specific, like a man in my category, right? I'm a teacher, I'm a special education teacher. I make $70K, right? So as a woman in your occupation and what you do, if I told you I make $70K, as a woman, would you want to go in joint in collaboration with me on taking care of the responsibilities of the household? Or, no, let me finish my question. Or would you be comfortable with living under my income if you wanted me to take care of the majority of responsibilities?
Honestly, for me, even when I went to school, it was all based off of finances, including like my own creativity and the things that really matter to me. So I took time. I really studied. I followed doctors.
Right.
I followed different types of people. And I
Right.
made sure that whatever I invested in and took out debt for, it
Right.
would be worth it in the end so that I would have freedom of my time and also enjoy my job.
Of course.
So I'm looking for a partner that used the same type of diligence
Yeah.
to pick his career.
Right.
So I feel like I'm already accustomed to a certain
Yeah.
quality of life.
Can I be real specific?
Yeah.
So if I say I make $70K and I'm a teacher, you would say to me that that's not enough for you to afford the lifestyle that you want.
I mean, if we took it back in the day, my dad would be like, can you afford her the lifestyle that we've already afforded for her?
Wow.
So that's what it comes down
and,
to.
and I respect it. But can I ask one more question? What type of lifestyle? Okay, let's go to her. Okay, good. I like to
Can you
expound.
give us your name, your age, and your occupation?
I'm gonna stop it there before I keep it going. But what do you guys think?
Let me.
that?
So look, right. First off, he was doing a whole lot of, explaining that I didn't even think was necessary. If she say she has this career, he say he has this career. So what's the point of you? Why would I get with you if you just want me to do everything? What's your career gonna be doing? You just stacking paper while I'm, what I'm saying, spending my last to make you comfortable. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? We like that's I always hear about these women that want to be boss chicks and I got this degree and I got this job and I got this. All right, what did you get it for? For show? You know what I'm saying? What do you plan on doing with it? You dig what I'm saying? Like, especially if we not getting together until you 38. You feel me? You 38, I'm 40. What are we talking about? It's a whole lot better for us to come in and do this together than it is for me just to come take care of your grown ass. But whatever.
Okay. Go ahead, White.
I appreciate women like her because she disqualified him and disqualified herself right out the gate from putting him in a situation where later on she would tell him, "You're not living up to my expectations," or any of those things. We got to take the blessings where you get them. When somebody show you who they are, appreciate that and move forward. He didn't have to continue to ask her questions like you said. She already gave him the answer. She let him know, like that's actually a catchphrase. If you can't keep me in a life of luxury that I'm already providing or that I'm accustomed to, then this won't work. That's great. That's not what I'm here. I'm not trying to be your sugar daddy. I'm not trying to provide you this life of luxury just off rip. He don't even know that girl name, and she talking about how he need to keep luxury around. It's people out here that's living like that, and I hope they enjoy that. I don't think the majority of men are gonna acquiesce to her demands, especially with her market value and what she has to offer in the relationship market, bargaining wise. And that girl in the orange was thick as fuck. Did y'all see that shit? God
hell no, I'll play that again. Did I miss something?
Let me go ahead and keep it going.
I'm Ish. I'm 40 and I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay.
But I did do substitute teaching for special ed education.
Okay. All right.
And what else? 50-50. I don't mind it. I've done it before. Teamwork make the dream work, but
Real talk.
I prefer a man to take care of the majority, and I can take care of the rest, like the vacations, the dates, and the other stuff, the savings. I'll take care of the other things too.
All right. Let me ask you specifically. What's the majority? What do you consider majority?
Like, the basics, like the mortgage,
Mortgage, the utilities.
Utilities, yeah.
Okay, so if a man take care of the mortgage and utilities, what else would you want him to take care of?
That's just something we have to discuss. Not everybody's on the same platform, so.
Right. Would 70K be enough for you? A man who makes 70K? I like that. Where are you from?
I'm from Ohio.
Okay. All right.
Okay, your name, your age, and your occupation.
Ms. Lede, 36, and I'm a Western country artist and influencer.
Okay. I'm a producer. Did I mention I was a producer? I ain't mentioned it. Oh, all right. Come on. Let's come on with it.
Far as the 50-50, I've done that before. It didn't quite work out for me, but
Ooh, I want to hit it.
70K is not bad if you are working towards more.
More,
like
right.
if we can add an additional income, I believe billionaires got 7 sources of income. So if we can add something else, then I'm cool with building.
Quick question. You as a woman, how old are you again?
36.
All right, 36. What type of lifestyle do you picture yourself in? Like what type of house? 3, 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom?
The size of the house doesn't matter to me, but I want country living. So 50 plus acres, 100 acres. I need my mule, the horses, the cows. The
I'm from Mississippi, baby. You want to come to Mississippi?
I need all that.
Come on.
I done been to Mississippi a million times.
Come on, let's go to Mississippi.
Mississippi is fine with me.
All right. Okay. Sweet.
Your name, your age, and your occupation.
My name is Crystal. I'm 33 and I'm a CAD designer and marketing specialist.
Already. Bop.
So the 50-50, I can do 50-50, but I also know that life happens sometimes. So what would you do, like, if you're in a situation where you can't do 50-50 anymore?
Well, I can't do 50-50. Baby, let me explain something. I'm doing 100-100. So I'm doing it all. If I got a woman with character and integrity that I can trust, this is how I operate. If you're a woman that show me you got integrity, you can have my check, and I'm gonna trust that you can do what you're supposed to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm gonna trust that you're gonna take care of me in the manner I need to be taken care of, because I'm giving all for my family. I'm a family man. I grew up. My dad is still in my life. My dad is still with my mom. I grew up in Mississippi, and that's the type of lifestyle I grew up in. So I'm big on family, and I watched my dad and mom. They grew up with a household income of maybe 30,000-40,000, and so I seen them work together. And so I'm from a very humble beginning, and so I put home over house. So some people want the house, they want the look. I want the home, I want the family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Your name, your age, and your occupation.
Pebbles.
All right, I'm gonna stop it there. What do you guys thoughts about when he said giving up the whole check?
I think he cruising for a bruising. I remember 50 Cent said he learned the value from his grandfather, rest in peace, that his grandfather would give his grandmother the whole check. And 50 said, why would you do that? He said, to limit her expectations. You understand? So she would know what our budget is, so she can't put no false expectations on anything. So you try that with today's woman, you trying to lose your face. You understand? Because now you put a woman and trust her that she'll do the right thing by you, even in the worst case when she has to wipe your ass when you sick. You taking a leap of faith. That goes back to, remember what I said, that bad contract. Is that woman gonna be your lotto ticket? Shout out to Miss Head. Or is she gonna do you like Xavier Worthy or Drea Michelle? You're taking a big risk. And I don't think any man up here is gonna give no woman wholeheartedly his whole check and bank on her to make the right decisions for him. I'll be bold enough to say.
I would like to. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I mean,
like to
you can't say that
doesn't mean you're
women,
gonna do it.
Yeah. Nah, but bro, like that doesn't mean that. I mean, honestly, shit, I do now. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I mean, like here goes some money, pay whatever we got to pay, call it a day. You know what I'm saying?
It's different.
I mean, but
you heard what you said? You portion it out. You heard what you just said? Here goes some money. Not here.
Yeah, because I still got some things I gotta pay for me. You know what I mean? Personal things. You know what I mean? But other than that, like I love the position of just like, hey, here you go, do whatever you got to do. You know, because at the end of the day, I look at it like this: like if that woman isn't like a spendthrift and can't control her spending habits, then that's a red flag for me. I wouldn't take that. But if we got kids and stuff going on and you need money, man, I don't even care what you use it for. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you're gonna use it for some type of good, but I don't really think that that's a sucker move, especially if y'all living together and you can track, exactly what she's doing with the money. Like you could see it. There's food in the refrigerator, rent's paid, lights bills paid, all of these things are paid. You know what I mean? So it's like you really don't have any complaints. But if she's the one that's gonna take care of everything, shit, throw the check. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how much you making, But I wouldn't say, if the bills are 5,000 a month and you're gonna throw her 10, that's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you're a team at that point. So it really shouldn't matter.
By his dynamic, you're giving her the whole 10. And then you're entrusting her to make the right decisions. Now, that breaks biblical values because you're supposed to be the head of the household. Am I wrong, Hank?
No, you can still be the head of the household, but you got like a CPA. That's the CPA of the household. She manages the finances. But then y'all probably got joint accounts too, where you could go in and see where the money's being spent, what she spent it on, and all that. So joint accounts also exist.
Yeah, sure.
Put it in an account. All right, go spend some money on this. There's ways you could do it, but I feel like you just got to have the boundary set, up front. You know what I mean? If your wife comes in and, your lady with something, you be like, damn, hold on. How much you spend on that? Like she ain't going to keep it in the car. You know what I'm saying? So, it could work out. I believe it could work out.
You go pull $50 out and have to explain to your wife what you did with that 50. She be like, that. Come here, we need a discussion.
I mean, it just depends, bro. Everybody's different. You know what I mean? Some women gonna trip, some gonna, be loyal. Women don't all run to the same, same beat of one drum. You know what I'm saying? Like we also got to know that as men, like, they all have, I feel like there are similar characteristics and personality types, but I cannot say that all of them make decisions on life the exact same way. You know what I mean? Because like we'll say, and I learned this by like raising girls, like you kind of, once you have a daughter, you be like, okay, yeah, this is just how women are, like they all have a base, a foundation, but then the personality and the individualism comes out, but you really get to pick on like the traits. Like once you raise a girl, you're gonna be like, man, shit, this is how women are. They just born like this. You know what I'm saying? Needy, passionate, always possessive as hell. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Definitely. And more emphasis on possessive for sure.
I'm like the homie Marcus, man. Like for me, I love when I know, keep it pushing. because I remember a time when I didn't know, when I didn't listen to all the banter and the things or the warning shots, so to speak. And it's kind of like when somebody say, like that first girl says something, it's like, oh shit, let me get you a drink. Thank you for saving me a fucking headache. Like, and say, like, it's like, get you a drink. I'm excited that you show me how ignorant you are with this, because it was actually pretty funny that none of them asked what kind of dude he is. Like, is it a good dude I'm going 50-50 with? Am I happy in this situation going 50? It's no. It's like, yeah, you know, like the context for the situation was off for you to be so negative about it. You know, so yeah, I'm like Marcus, like I appreciate when they show you who you are, believe that shit, keep it pushing.
Yeah, that's 100.
Well,
Like,
I think he did that to check her the mindset. It's exactly what he did. He said that, he made that statement about 50-50 to check the mindset, because then he explained to him that towards the end, I'm doing 100 now. It won't be no problem to bring you in and do what I need to do. Look, me and my wife is one pot in my house. So she has every access to all my accounts, just like I have every access to her accounts. But we don't have her accounts, my account. It's our account. I don't play that. But she knows what she needs to do. That she pays the bill. She makes sure my house payment is paid. She makes sure my insurance is paid. She makes sure everything is squared away to take care of. She goes get them groceries. She does what she need to do. I see what goes through. I got all access. I see every transaction. I look at my account every day just because I trust banks. So I know what's going on. I see what's moving, what's happening, what's being paid, what's not. I know the dates. So if something happens where she couldn't do it, I'm right there. That's automatic. So yeah, I don't have no problem with that. You know, I presented that to her. You know, I had to sell her on that. She wasn't used to that one pot thing. How many people do in 2025? How many people do you even talk about one pot? No, they more so ready to go 50-50. Why? Because they like to keep their money. No, you ain't gonna have me working like a dog, take care of everything, and you just stack. No, we're gonna invest that money. We're gonna invest that money into something other than just you shopping and doing everything and just being frivolous with your money. Of course, I also got a woman who's not materialistic. You know what I'm saying? She's just not her thing. Matter of fact, her kids like to go thrifting. I don't know if y'all know what that means. That's what they do. They don't want to get new stuff from the store. We tried. They don't want it. They rather go thrifting to the thrift store, to the Goodwill. I'm like, okay, I never seen this before. My son ain't doing that shit, but you know, it's all good. I mean, that's what they do. So, but that's the way she is. She's like it. She's low maintenance. And I appreciate and respect and love her for that. I'm like, damn, now I can stack even more, because we went to Applebee's for dinner. She's okay with that. She didn't sit there, no, I want to go find something. No, she said, we just go Applebee's. Okay, come on, baby, let's go. You hungry? Let's go eat.
Yeah, must be nice.
But you know, some ladies are like it. But you got some of them ladies like you was on the show. Just the opposite. They wasn't going for that shit. I mean, they
on what it is.
Well, what you mean by 50-50? How you mean break that down? He tried to explain it to him. He tried to give him the game without telling all his information. But like I said, I think he was checking their mental.
That is funny.
And they feel,
like, ew, Applebee's, no. You know, like.
Let me run it with this clip.
I'm 32. I'm currently a student in school getting my bachelor's degree in psychology.
Okay, bet.
Well, 50-50, I was just in a long-term relationship and it was pretty much that, but now I'm very much independent.
Okay.
So, I mean, we can work towards that, but I would definitely have to work. Like, I'm not going to stop working.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And again, ladies, when I'm asking this question, it's not like I'm a man coming off requesting 50-50. It's just my take on it. Because when I say 50-50, I'm just seeking this. This is my vesting process to see if you see a man with character, are you willing to pair up with that man and do what you got to do?
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? To build a family. So, yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Your name, your age, and your occupation.
Jamila, 38, CDL driver.
Okay, come on with it.
My take on 50-50, I don't mind going 50-50. I just don't want to have to go 50-50.
I got you on that. Let me explain something. As a man, and I think all of my women are 30 and above. As a man, any man that you deal with, we really want to be the men that take care of all your needs. That's within us. We don't really want you to have to bring that to the table. So that's what we want to bring to the table. So it's just a general question.
Okay.
Pop, 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 ba, pop, pop.
I popped my balloon because I feel like you were too into like 50-50 thing. Like one thing that I respect as a man, as a woman, as any human being is that we are going to come together no matter what we already have. That should be the number one
Sure.
thing when you look at a person or you see yourself with somebody, like this is who I feel like I can go through it all with.
Right.
And then you went and you asked everybody the same damn question. Like,
No,
I
it's a
feel
general
like
question. It's a vesting process.
it
Go ahead.
is, but I feel like you too invested into it.
Y'all got to understand how we portrayed on the media. We portrayed in a capitalistic way, which money is worth more than a person. A house is worth more than a home. I'm from Mississippi. My parents grew up like collectively off of $40,000. I seen the home before I seen the house. So I don't want a woman who wants the house but don't want the home. I want the home first. So when I ask 50-50, that's my vesting process to see who materialistic and see who not. Because I'm a man with a lot of character. So if you value money over character, I don't want you. And I need you to pop your balloon.
Okay. And why'd you pop your balloon?
Well,
Your teeth pretty as hell, though. I got to say that, though. Shit. What you use, Crest White Strips? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So on top of that, we may have a little bit of a personality difference in our dynamic. I come from a third generation of college graduates. So my grandmother was very passionate about us going to school. She was a teacher and made sure that she had to like marry her cousin to even purchase a home. So in my family, it's very serious that we take education and I take her dreams of bettering each generation. So yeah, 70,000 was cool maybe for my mom, you know what I mean? But I need to be making sure that I am the next best thing, you know, standing on their shoulders.
I know y'all ain't got a lot of time on this show.
Myself, so if I meet a man and he's asking me to downgrade my lifestyle, that's not something I'm
Let me
gonna
ask
do,
you something.
especially if he already has children and I don't have children.
I respect it.
You know what I mean? So
I respect you. A beautiful woman, by the way. I love how I love your energy.
Thank you.
Let me ask you something, though. Let me ask you something. Is the lifestyle more important than the character of the man?
I think a lot of things go into quality of life. The amount of time that you have with somebody.
Yeah.
You know, even the type of job that you have. If you have a job where you're completely stressed and you come home and you're at the max of what you can make, it's not just about what you make. It's are you even emotionally available when you get home? And then you have 2 children on the top of that. I would probably want a child. You're already maxed out.
Yeah.
You know, there's all these things you have to take into account. So
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I respect it. Everybody got their needs, right?
Said he was maxed out.
She didn't hear a word he said, man. She didn't hear a goddamn word he said.
That was crazy.
Man said, is it lifestyle or the character of man? And it just shows how crazy some of these chicks are, man. So you could be a trash head dude, but as long as you could pay them bills, I'm okay with that. So what you slap me around and put hands on me? I'm gonna be beat down in this Lamborghini. Crazy as hell. What is wrong with these people, man? I don't understand.
So
it,
look, I look
Listen.
at it like this: like she's 38 years old, and if you have not found the person that can afford the lifestyle that you want in your head, you might have to make some adjustments. You know what I'm saying? But then I look at it like this: would you rather make $150,000 a year and live by yourself and take care of everything? You know what I'm saying? And instead of having somebody add their 70 to the pot where you could possibly do more. You know what I mean? But it's like she's probably not even making that type of money that to afford the lifestyle that she has in her head. So she's looking for a man that's capable of doing that. But it's like, baby girl, you 38. You know, you probably gonna die single if you don't get your mind right. And you know, you ain't the finest thing in the world either. So I don't know. You know, like I'll just keep it real. Like if I was making $150,000 a year, I would not look no 38-year-old woman's way.
They look like that either.
Hell
You know
no.
like
You know
have to
what's
be
crazy though?
balling.
Is what's crazy is after he said, I'm only asking this as a question to see your mindset, there were still women who couldn't answer the question. Like he literally it was I don't know how many, like 8 of them. By 3, he said, okay, let me make this clear. I'm a 100% kind of cat. Okay, well, what the 4, 5, 6, 7? How y'all fuck the question up? Like he literally said it in the middle.
Because it's not what you want, it's what they want. They're indoctrinated. If a man says, are you willing to have a man with character, with his 70,000, and he'll make it work for you and provide you a lifestyle where you're comfortable, and you have that nuclear thing that you've always been looking for, you still could not let go of the superficial. And that's why a lot of them Eddie Griffin looking women like her is gonna be alone, sipping champagne and yanking on the little Yorkie. Come here, come hug mommy. You're gonna be lonely. And then you're gonna have to settle for that little young boy you gotta buy the PS4 and them Jordans. What a lifestyle.
So, like, check this out. I don't see the purpose in getting mad at these dames for like being hypergamous, man. I get it. Look, and surely most of them are gonna fail. All right, right. There was only a couple of them over there that was like better than mid, right? And most of them were like below the threshold. So it's hopeless, and that's fine. They could be like that. But does anybody not agree that that was a bit intense for like just a little dating show thing? Like, even like I know I hear a lot of people say they discuss these type of topics on the first date for the sake of time, but I'm like, damn it, that's so intense. I think it's just a bit intense, man. Like, why would I want a barrage of intrusive questions on the first date? And I'm trying to get to know you. Like, I think sometimes we should kind of just experience each other a little bit, see if the vibe is cool. I'm not saying you're gonna wait months, years, and all of that to get into it, but god damn it, what are we doing? Like, yo, y'all don't even know each other. These are like really intimate, like intrusive questions. Like, why are we going through all of this and we don't even know each other? Like, I don't really want to build a life with you right now. I don't even know if I like the way you smell or the way how you are as a person, your aura. Like, what the hell are we doing? Don't we think we're just kind of jumping a gun a little bit? It doesn't seem strange to just bombard somebody with these type of questions, like
No.
these lifestyle questions. Immediately, I think like, okay, let's say second date, third date type shit. Like, but let's just kind of see what it do first. Like, then I could just say, listen, if I got to go one date in and take that as a, that's fine. I could do that, but I need to know if I even want to, if I can even get along with you. I don't want to waste my time talking about this type of thing with somebody who I can't even get along with, who I have zero chemistry with. This is going to be somebody who you have to, the first thing in the morning, see, and the last thing you see before you go to bed. And you with them like most of the damn time. Like, they're going to be with you like potentially forever. That's the goal, right? So, like, let's kind of see how this goes first. Let's take it a little slow. I think that shit is intense, man. I find it to be just a bit weird when people come up with these crazy ass questions like that, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, but it just seems a bit intense. And I'm going to keep using that word intense. It really seems intense to me to come at somebody who you have no idea don't know a damn thing about them, don't know about their background, what's their culture. They're not asking any of these damn questions for where there's compatibility, and you going straight to the money. Like if you think about it, we're asking them about the finances, but we don't want them to be concerned with our finances.
Okay,
yeah, you know, that's
Trey,
one of
I
the
disagree
things.
with you, brother.
That's that.
I disagree with you.
Real quick,
if you was in your if these guys was in their 20s, I could probably agree with that. I could agree with what you said. They 30s. We ain't got time to play games. I want straight to the point. And those certain questions are going to give him certain answers that he needs to know. Because now I'm gonna know about your mindset, how you move, how you operate, how you think. I need to know. Look, by the third date, I knew my wife's credit score. I got to know this. I need to know how you are with money, how you are with your finances. Are you frivolous? Are you responsible? Do you got umpteens amount of debt? You need to know these things in your later life, because guess what? That burden is going to be on you. No, I got to know this.
So Hank, what on earth makes you think that these women are comfortable enough to give you the truth? What makes you think they're not just gonna say whatever? They're not even comfortable with you. You got to get a female to a certain level before she even starts to tell you the truth. She has to feel comfortable with you. They just capping. Most of these people come on these shows with a fraud. Half of them don't even care. They just trying to go viral. You saw what Ninja Turtle did. He made a whole living out of it. These people aren't even real. Why am I going through all of this with people who aren't even real? Let's sit down and see what the hell you talking about first. Let me find out how this is going. I want to know who you are first. I think they're going to lie. Most of these people cap, man. That's the problem that I'm having with it. That's why I say it's too intense for like a first meeting, because they're just going to say these dumbass questions. They're going to answer the questions in the wrong way. It's not making any sense. I really think that most of them are going to lie. You have to have, for a woman to be able to open up to you, she has to be vulnerable with you. A woman's not going to be vulnerable with you immediately like that. That's why I say it's too intense for like an initial meet. It's weird, man. That's just how I feel about it. And I'm not saying nobody should do it, but for me, it just seems like I'm not going to get the answers that I want.
Hey, Trev, we
So,
tried
Trev,
it the other
let me tell
way.
you why it's not true. This is why I tell you not true. One of them girls sit there and told her about her family members had to marry her cousin in order to get a home. So they ready to open up. They ready to have the conversation. Now you talking about somebody gave some too much information. Let them talk. Give them the space to have the conversation. Ask certain questions. See, part of our problem as men, we've been doing too much of the talking and not enough listening. Allow them to tell on themselves. That's what I always say. Allow them to tell their truth. And you ask some follow-up questions. If you don't believe what she's saying, you ask some follow-up questions. Or you flip the questions around in a different way. Ask the same question, maybe a 20 minutes down the road. Hey, what do you think about this? Now she got either remember that lie she told me, or she gonna have to come up with something different. And right then and there, that's gonna let me further know, yeah, I ain't gonna fit with this woman. Matter of fact, I'm gonna knock her down. I'm gonna give her 20 goddamn minutes. I'm gonna get the hell on, because that's all she good for, because she's full of shit.
So Hank, let me ask you this then, because I kind of feel what Trev's saying. How do you measure growth then? Because you're and I don't want to use your situation because I don't want it to, so we could just make up one. So to Trev's point, we all walking with some type of mask on and how we interact in the world. Mm-hmm. So within the first 30 minutes, you're going to peg me on a few questions and say the next 20 years, I may not change my mind. I might not learn some. I might not. Like, first, I need to know we good. We can be together. Like, for instance, my mentor, he didn't want kids. He was very adamant about not wanting kids. He thought it would wreck his career and his life on building his life coaching business, right? He never wanted kids until the day his son was born. And he said the moment he held his son, all he wanted was to have more and more and more. Now, had his wife not loved him enough to say, like, okay, we'll get to that down the road, because we ain't even looking at kids at this part of our interaction anyway. And what ended up happening was he grew to a point where he wanted kids. Like, you could say something and be a certain way, but learn something, see something new that changes your mind. Like, how does it the first 10 minutes or the first, I don't know how long the first date is, but like, how did we get to that in an hour where you're going to tell me enough that I can measure you about 10, 20 years from now?
Because I'm going to ask certain questions that's going to challenge your morals and your standards. That's the type of intense questions I'm going to ask about. Now, talking about kids, that's something different. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, yeah, you say you don't want kids right now. And like we now, if they talk about some of them guys in their age, 49, there's no way I would say, hey, I want some more kids. I know my mindset, I don't need no more kids. But if I'm in my 20s, somebody I don't want no kids, yeah, more than likely, my mind can be changed. My mind I can be persuaded, because I would like to have the experience. I would like to have a junior in my life. You know what I'm saying? So something like that's different. But when I'm talking about asking intense questions that's going to test your standards and your morals, and let me know if you have them or you don't. That's the type of questions I'm talking about.
And but look, y'all, we got to remember too, this scenario is different, right? This is a lineup on a pop the balloon dating show where you got to kind of chop it down real quick. And one thing that I had an issue with old girl at the end saying, oh, you asking us all the same question, wench, because he's trying to get the answer from everybody. That's how it's set up. You know what I'm saying? Shut up. Let him get through the line. You tired of hearing it because he ain't talking to your ass no more. But yeah, you know what I mean? That's why, like you said, she eliminated herself. You know what I mean? You want to ask questions that's going to really show you, even if he didn't care, he probably What if he was lying even about how much he make? He just want to get them see what you're gonna say. You know what I mean? And then as he said it, I plan on giving. I'm the type I would give my woman my whole check. I ain't worried about that. I'm trying to see what's to it. They now the ones in the beginning of the line looking stupid, like, oh well, damn, I ain't think of that.
So for me, like this weekend, my LB, my line brother, he had a baby shower, right? This is his first child. He moved down here. He's in the top 0.001% of
Buddy, I met
wealth.
at the Lapeef joint.
Yeah, him. Yeah. Right. So he like all that entire space, and it was some NFL NBA players there, but it was mostly C-suite corporate dudes, right? You could tell his energy, right? Law, how he carry himself, right?
Yeah.
He like a what is it? A president of market. Like they got the back between him and his wife. They probably come, you know what I'm saying? They just north of $1 million a year, bringing in annually, right? And all of his like inner circle is just these type of people. So these my people that I mess with, but I also am from the hood, and I'm gonna go back to my hood frequently.
You live in the
For
hood.
me, yeah. Like I'm talking about my hood, like in Londale.
Okay.
So yeah. So I need a woman that can do both, that can come to this event and mix and mingle with them, and then not feel out of place when we come back to the block and hang out with my family. Because I'm never gonna put I try and as long as you treat me with respect, I put everybody on the same plateau. Just operate with respect, and I'm gonna respect you. I don't care if you're a dope fiend or the richest man in the world. I've always been that way. This is a kind of pet peeve of mine when especially black people play respectability assimilation politics. I really don't like that shit. And the women who do that, I would never date. Ever. So more so than anything, she let him know that she was playing them respectability politics games as well. And I commend her for her education. I commend her for trying to get her money and doing everything and furthering her success with her family. But that mindset, I know she would look down on the people that I was raised around or some of my family members. I'm not okay with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those type of women will kind of put that out there and let you know. And that's if you want to live your life like that, that's fine. But for somebody like me who want to wear Jordans and don't want to have to always wear a suit and don't want to do XYZ, it wouldn't work. And I feel like Buddy kind of in that same lane. I don't know him, but kind of his mannerisms and shit and the way he kept saying, I want somebody that want a home and not a house. I'm right with him on that. I'm only dating somebody that want a home. Until Rob point with his mentor, you have to find a woman that love you enough that she'll change the plan with you. Because they went from not wanting kids to I love this man, so if he want kids, I'm gonna get him kids. That goes back to the dynamic of if she likes you more than you like her. Because I tell you what, if he said he didn't want kids and he met a woman that he was infatuated with who also didn't want kids, there's no way they having kids. That relationship would have ended in divorce when he changed his mind. It's things like that the foresight can show you, but you have to pay enough attention to really catch. Yeah, I really think people need to know who they are. I love who I am and I know who I am, so I can vet appropriately based off of that. It's not I plan on being like this, so I'm gonna find a woman for when I get to be like no.
Yeah.
Know who you are and find somebody that matches with that. And it don't mean the people who don't match with you are bad. They just don't fit. You know what I'm saying? And I have witnessed all types of relationships, from the most ratchet, crazy shit where they out in the street fighting and calling the police on each other and trying to stab each other in the middle of the street, to the relationship where she hypergamous. He make more money than her, but his position title ain't high enough. So she cheated on him with a man that made less money, but he was more influential in they field. The women that have that respectability politics, hypergamy, I really think that's a real plausible scenario that you'll fall into, no matter how much money you make, if you don't fit the respectability aspect of how she envisions her life. I think it's a dangerous game. So I think he more than dodged the bullet on that one.
Ain't gotta give a little pushback to you, Trev. You forgot that we had a girl that scoffed at a coffee date so you could find out the essentials about what she on. And she said, I'm not getting in my fine European vehicle and putting on my fine designer threads, to a good brother on this panel just to have a discussion so I could see what you about. I think you're too cheap. That's why you're taking me on a coffee date and you can't pay for a full meal, if I remember correctly. So now the dynamic flipped. It's not weird. Sometimes you might just want to get past that representation. You're tired of playing games. You know exactly what you want. You're not trying to lollygag and do the full courting thing because most women don't understand what courting is today unless you're giving them a Birkin bag or some Christian Louboutins on their feet or taking them on 5-star meals and, having dudes roll salt off their wrists into some steak that you could barely pay for. That's a mortgage. So sometimes you might just want to be like, let's get straight to the chase. I think that you may be something for me. There's some qualifying questions I need because I ain't got time to waste. My time is precious. What you want? I don't want the garnish. Where you live at? What you do for yourself? What do you expect of me? Can I make a home with you before I give you the house? Just like Money said, I will take that from him. If I say, if I hear, or an improper answer, I'm not footing a bill for this woman to eat good off of me. Been there, done that. You understand? I want to get right to the point. I want to see if I can really get to rip and run with you. Sometimes you want to do that. I think we're men in a certain position where we're not playing the candy girl days no more. Buying you little flowers and chocolates, walking, holding your hand while she telling her friends how she gonna work you over. Come on, let's get to it. We adults. Show me something that I can build upon the next date. That ain't gonna break my bank. Before I know who you are, before I give you all my pleasantries. And I think a lot more men need to be on that today. I don't think that's weird, Trev. I get your POV, but sometimes you ain't got time for the games. You want to get to it.
KP, I agree with you. This ain't a safe haven spot, but you literally just said, I need to know before I give you my pleasantries and who I am. You just said you show up holding back. Why when they show up be holding back?
Because you're the one courting. That's the rules of chivalry. Women don't usually come choosing men. Men vie women with their wares, the things that they build up over time. We said this before, Marcus. 18 to 35, a woman most valuable time. She could come out the game fully developed and get chose. True or not true?
Facts.
Chose. Men have to build up and accrue their value. So now I have to scrutinize that much more on who I give that to.
Okay.
Right. So check this out, Kenny. We're definitely not going to say your point's invalid, but I'll say this. The odds of you finding your forever person on a Pop the Balloon show are slim to none, right? No one who would ever qualify to be my wife would ever go on a show like that. First off, for me anyways, right? That's one. So I did discuss like the first date thing too. And we've talked about it shows before and everything. I think that the most valid way to court somebody is where it's free. You call them on a phone and you can have your conversations there, right? I think you have a date and maybe you'll get a date out of me. That's fine. But then you have some conversations on the phone where it could kind of lead to that, right? If you really speak to them on the phone, like I'm talking about, sometimes when you meet a person you really digging, you'll see like 3-hour, 4-hour conversations on it if it's somebody you're really connecting with. Now those questions will be appropriate. At that point you'll be talking about everything and it's not going to cost you a thing. I think that's the ideal way to court someone, is to really have some conversations. And I would definitely suggest you have a couple good ones before you go on that first date. If you worried about losing your bread and you ain't trying to be beat, I dig it. You know what you do? Get them on the phone, talk to them, have all them conversations, and you can air out all them things that you want. Like, but you got to kind of ease into it. Of course, you got your pleasantries. You talk about fun shit, this and this and that. But then there's gonna be a point where it starts to get, and you just kind of there's a way to do it, right? There's a delicate way to do it where people will actually just forward you information without you having to be so intrusive. right? There's a way to do that, and that takes a little bit of skill, a little bit of XP, which is why some of us feel like it's important to an extent. But you'll learn how to talk to women and know how to make them comfortable. If you make a woman comfortable, she's going to tell you a lot more than if you are intense. When a dude comes off so intense, off rip like that, I think that it's going to turn a woman off, and she's going to close that shell. That's the problem that I was having with it. So I think there's different ways to get all the answers that you want, but I don't think you like that level of intensity to me is going to scare a lot of women. I'll be honest with you. He might be able to find a decent one out of there, but he might really discourage one who may have wanted to talk to him, who may have been a decent catch. But a question like that off rip is going to be off-putting to me.
You say more his body language and his posture, that DMX posture, and the hard way he was
just his level of intensity. Right, the question was crazy too, but his level of intensity, you got to dial it back a little bit. Women get spooked really easy, right? We black men, we know we the boogeyman off rip. First off, so anything that we do, we have to kind of like take it easy. When you talking to women, you know how it would go, right? You got to take it easy. You got to dial it back a little bit. You can't be that intense. Like it's just gonna scare him, man. And I think he would he probably could have been a lot more effective if he would have just chilled out a little bit.
Yeah, but Trev, at least three of those women still had the balloons. They didn't pop.
It was more than that. It was like 4 or 5. It was only the first 3 that had
once
popped
it was
like
done,
that.
I think Hank was right. It was about like 3. And
So
who knows what the reasons were.
But you had they wasn't too intimidated by the questions. They wasn't too intimidated because they elaborated more so, and they wanted to know, okay, what do you mean when you say 50-50? And is it something you're going to do, from here on out, or is it something, that could be, for the meantime, between time? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you at least had 3 of them, okay, we still got some options. You only need one. We always say it all the time. You only need one.
I think it goes down to preference of method, right? There are some men who will go in there and deliberately try to eliminate women because they say, I'm going to, ward off all the bad ones. And then there are some men who are going to be like, okay, well, I'm going to try to keep as many as possible, right? And have more options. So I think it all boils down to preference at that point. Do you want to eliminate them, or do you want to have a bunch to choose from? To me, I can't say which is right or wrong. I think it boils down to preference. And I think his method will weed out the bad ones, but probably some of the good ones too.
All right. To the super chat. I think I read this one already. I did read this one already. I had just one last clip, man. I got time to run it right quick.
Yeah. Come on, Skipper, let it roll.
All right.
Go ahead, big brother. I'm good for another 10 minutes.
Think you always got 10 minutes for it, man. Pause.
Well, no, I'm usually 20 minutes, but we gonna ride with what you just said.
All right, here we go.
Business 24 years, right? And I've seen people go from nothing to the biggest stars in the world. I've seen people go from one role to winning Academy Awards and doing all this shit. And what I realized yesterday thinking about it, we're lying to our kids, dog. And I think that's a big problem in our community. We tell our kids that and this is fresh on my heart, like I literally just came to this conclusion last night. We tell our kids if they do right and they make the good grades and they go to the programs and they will become successful. If you work hard enough, your work will be paid off. And that's not true. Success is given. It's not earned. Because you can be the most brilliant. If one person don't tap you, each one of y'all. There were people who could hit harder, who could catch better, who could run faster. But somebody said, you're the one. And the other 50 behind you fell off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And because of that, I don't know what that emotion or that feeling is. is the scary thing. Because I went to all the programs. I've done Broadway. I've done off-Broadway. I've been in the business 24 years. I've been in 2 Academy Award films. I've done independent films. I've done major motion pictures. Now I'm Captain America. So now what?
Hold up. Limitless. Niggas to me cap pinning it.
To the biggest stars in the world.
All right. So he says success is not earned, success is given. And we've been lying to our kids. That's the problem in our community. How you guys feel about that?
I mean, I think it depends on how you measure success. What you consider successful. You know what I'm saying? So, one of my goals I told for my son, I said, man, I want you don't go to school just to play basketball, man. You go to school to get that paperwork. So you got to come out with that degree. I don't care about anything after what happens after this. Just like, okay, you getting your college degree to me that's a form of success. So, but I think it depends on the person and what you consider success, in my opinion.
Well, Law, are you trying to get in there?
Yeah, I was just saying, I don't know if I agree with Captain America on that, because I mean, I'm not like hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, you know, yeah, you can fall into some luck here and there, but a lot of times, yeah, your hard work will pay off depending on what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? Success looks different to different people. And did he feel like he wasn't successful until he was in an Academy Award winning film? Or are you successful when you can do something that you love and pay your bills? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like, how do you gauge what success is? You know what I mean? What are you looking at? Because I know hard work pays off. I can't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, them dudes, they sitting there shaking their head like, yeah, y'all didn't believe that shit. Y'all know good and well.
I believe that
dudes that's
1,000%,
coming in
bro.
that joint. You say what?
I believe Anthony Mackie 1,000% for sure.
Well,
For
I mean,
fucking sure.
It depends, man. Because I know I bet Kobe Bryant wouldn't have thought that. You know what I'm saying? I bet Jordan didn't think that. You know
Bet Bronny
what I'm saying?
James do.
You feel- right?
He was
Bronny
the third
James do.
scorer on his team, wasn't he? It was 2
Right.
players that was clearly better than him. Darius Rice, he played for University of Miami. This dude gave us 50 and beat it like twice when we was the number 1 team in the nation. He ain't get drafted. We had a dude named Justin Biller when I was at UConn, a 7'1" white boy with a 42-inch vertical. The coach hated him, never put him in a game. He should have been the number 1 pick.
But
Like,
was he the hardest worker?
No, he wasn't the hardest worker. He worked hard. He wasn't the hardest worker.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
Coach wasn't basing it off who was the hardest worker. He was basing it off like when you get to a certain level of talent, which I think was his point, it kind of evens out in a thing that separates you. Be maybe a relationship. Maybe this guy likes you more. Maybe they got a system and a vision, and they see this type of person in that system and vision. I agree with you, Law, that hard work beats talent. The talent don't work hard.
Depending on what kind of work you're doing, but if you're at the success level of like Anthony Mackie and people making real money, you know what I'm saying? That hard work shit don't fucking matter.
Well, yeah, you got to get, once you get there, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? But again,
it's not even that, bro. Because like, say I work with 2 construction companies now, right? So one construction company is owned by a black man, one construction company is owned by a Jewish guy. You know what I'm saying? And the opportunities that this Jewish guy has versus a black company is fucking astronomical, bro. I'm talking about I'm going to Europe to close a deal to get $50 million. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here, you want to buy ads? Here, Sherman, here's a credit card. Do whatever you got to do. Just do the work. You know, and I'm over here like, damn, like, you know, I get the opportunity to do these things with him, but then the black company is more conservative because they don't even have as many opportunities as a company, you know, the company owned by Jews. You know what I mean, bro? I've seen them. I have never, ever been into a meeting where a guy was just writing on a whiteboard and fucking talking. I'm talking about no PDF, no deck, no nothing. Just him talking. And the guy's like, okay, I'll give you 250,000 right now. After like 30 fucking minutes, bro. Black people don't have opportunities like that. You know what I'm saying? And we could work the hardest. We could do all of these things. But if we don't have the connections and it's not given, like Anthony Mackie said, he will never reach that pinnacle, bro. I don't give a damn what you said. When I was working for a commercial real estate firm, I was the only young black man in there, and you could just feel it. You could be like, okay, you know, this person's not going to work with a young black man, no matter how talented he is, no matter what he knows, no matter how good he knows the numbers and all of that. They're going to say, I don't want you to represent me. I'm going to pick this guy that looks more like me to represent me. You know what I'm saying? It happens often. And that's why I'm like a firm believer in black collective economics, because, you know, I see it every day, bro. Like, you think it's hard work. It's hard work if you want to make if you want to be a slave, but if you want to be an owner, man, somebody has to look at you and like your energy and like your spirit and say, you know what? There's something about that guy. I think I want to work with him. There's something, you know what? I don't really like, there's something about that guy. He rubs me the wrong way. I don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck how talented you are, bro. If you rub them the wrong way in the least fucking bit, you are not in, bro. Period, point blank. Period.
I'll say this about his comments, whereas I think he spoke more so to timing than he did success, because truth, he is Captain America now. So maybe his projected time frame in which he was supposed to be at an Academy Award, he felt should have been years earlier, so he deemed it. But I also have been told, when I first got out here to LA, a few business owners sat me down, one white and one black, and they said in different terms, you need a sponsor to crack into this field. And that was just that you need somebody who's trusted and has a credibility before people start giving you some of these contracts and things like that. And I'll say both of those mentors may have fast-tracked me getting opportunities. Not to say if I wouldn't have stayed in it for 5 to 10 years, I probably couldn't have got it. But having a sponsor, having somebody, a businessman, bring me in and use his leverage did fast-track me in a lot of places. So I mean, I don't know, like maybe the timing ain't right.
Nah, the arguments are subjective. Not everything is a all or nothing.
That's
you
true.
have times when that is the case. It's not what you know is who. Then you have the other ones where people really get it out the dirt and have come from, like Robert Downey Jr. from less than zero. Then he became Iron Man. And look at his swing. He was a drug addict. And then next thing you know, he's sitting on hundreds of millions. That's a good case in point that he's talking about. It's subjective.
I like the subjective point. And I'll just say me personally and close out. I've really the other day just said to myself, this is successful. And this is no bullshit, bro. I swiped my card at the grocery store for some groceries. And the dude was like, excuse me, sir, could you run it again? Now, here's what I consider to be successful. Because at no thought did I think something was off with my account. I knew, take the card back out, swipe it again. You know, it must have been something with the machine. And it went through that time and I walked out versus, oh shit, God, that one of them bills hit and I ain't even checked my balance before I go in to get groceries. It was like, I can buy my food. That's what straight up, I walked out. It's like, oh, that's success. I can buy my food. Like, it was no thought that the problem of the $78 for my groceries was on me. And
that happened to me at the dispensary yesterday.
No, I remember them feelings back in the day, swiping the card, being like, "Ooh, shit!"
Wait,
you know,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
We all had them moments,
but now it's like, no, that's on your machine, bro.
Get
check
mad.
your Wi-Fi. Like, what's
get
up?
mad at them. What's wrong with your machine?
Yeah, I think you know what I think that certain fields, yes, like let's say you were in the STEM or nursing or some shit like that, you're gonna pretty much come out with opportunities, right? There's some shit that's just cut and dry. But when you talk about entertainment, athletes, shit like that, ain't no way. you gotta have some people supporting you. You gotta have people backing you, right? So that's why, you know, people make the practical choice to say, listen, get your child in STEM. There's plenty of opportunities there. You're gonna get yours. You go ahead and get your schooling done. You're gonna get on no matter what, right? And for the most part, unless something wrong with you, you're gonna get your shit off if you get into that field. So that's why you have to say, okay, what does success look like for me as an individual? Can I pay my bills? Can I swipe my card at the grocery store and buy my food without stressing about it, right? So, and some people, they feel like they have to have 10 cars and a mansion, this and that. And I get it. Whatever your level of success is, just make sure it's realistic for you and you have a realistic path to get there.
Yeah, no, I think.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I think Hink and I think all y'all making great points, right? And to Hink and Rob point earlier, it's what do it look like for you? For me, it was being able to own all 100% of my time and do exactly what I want with my day at all times. So the last, since I got young kids, I've been with them 24/7, except for 2 days when I went to my homie wedding in Maryland. 2 days, but for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been with my kids 100% of the time while they're young, and I wake up when I won't do when the kid wake up, the youngest baby, but it's still me in control of how I dedicate my day, how I spend time with my kids, how I get to just enjoy that freedom. And I was saying before, I thought about buying a Cybertruck, but that may mean I have to go out and make more money so I can replace what I just took out to buy this Cybertruck. And a lot of this stuff is just not worth it. I'm not going to the club no more. Not like I'm out here trying to swerve and I did that shit already. The only thing I actually care about like that is making sure my family good, being there for them. And my father died when I was real young, giving my kids a life with their father and having that relationship both ways that I kind of wanted when I was a child. So I feel like I'm living my best possible human life. Now I got friends that's way richer than me, but for me, my success, how I measure it, I'm like, shit, I got the juice. I'll be happy. I don't know. I'll be happy. I ain't gonna hold you, but it's really about how you measure it. To y'all point earlier, I'll be happy. Like this, the happiest I've ever been in my life. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, one thing I will say, I did watch Captain America in the theater, and it dawned on me how many bullshit roles I seen Anthony Mackie in. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Mackie seemed like the type of actor that was like, fuck it, y'all paying, I'm about to do it. Whatever it is. You know what I mean? I'll play whatever, whenever, wherever. And it just dawned on me man, this dude is really, has really been grinding. You know what I'm saying? And he made it, So after hearing him, I want to watch that whole podcast too. But after hearing him say that, I'm like, wow, man, he really knows what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? He has to know because he went through it. I mean, this dude played Tupac in the low budget Biggie movie. You know what I mean? Who would have ever thought he played what was that dude on the 6 Mile? Whatever roles. You know what I'm saying?
Papa
You said what?
Papa died.
Clarence.
Papa
Clarence
died.
with the really good parents, you know what I'm saying? But it was just damn, man, he really earned it. Now he's there. Now he's telling us that, success is given and shit. I'll really take that to heart. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go ahead and say he probably got tapped on that shoulder when he decided he was gonna play that Black Mirror role. Yeah.
Oh
Sure
God.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna say that. We ain't gonna say he got tapped on the booty. I hear that's a lot of that out there too.
You saw that Black Mirror role?
Yeah.
You think that's what opened? You think that's what opened? You think that's what opened?
Talking about in the show Black Mirror, him and his best friend had romantic scenes and started having a relationship as a avatar. As it was an heterosexual avatar, but it was him and his best friend having online sex consistently. So it's technically it was gay. It was gay.
So y'all think that's what opened up doors for bro? No pun intended.
I'm saying.
Listen, if
back doors,
if there's smoke, you hear too much of it.
Oh no!
You hear way too much of it.
It do seem it's
undeniable. Like the casting couch wasn't real. That goes both ways, right?
Philadelphia, Tu Wong Fu.
Wait, Will Smith, Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
Getting humped on.
Yeah.
Wait, who got humped on? Wait, hold on. Who?
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
No, that wasn't Philadelphia. That was 6 degrees of separation.
Of separation. Pardon me.
Yeah. Philadelphia was a joint with I think Denzel was the lawyer and Tom Hanks had AIDS.
That was one of the best movies ever.
I was like, Denzel didn't do nothing in there. He was just a lawyer.
Nah, he didn't.
Yeah.
That was the first movie I ever cried on. I was like, damn, this shit deep.
You either getting humped on, or you from toe to head looking like a woman.
All right.
Who?
Wesley Snipes, Tuwan Fu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the Trail point, though. Trail said, in an industry like the entertainment industry, they got those rituals. Like they tell you, they got the front door checks. They got to grab you at they tell you. So in that context, I guess I don't know, but yeah. But I think he said success for him though. I don't think he spoke for everybody because I think we all kind of walking different. Like I just got hyped.
Say my success. I heard him say success.
So yeah, he might have meant in his mind when he put it out, but I just don't take it as that's because we defined it differently. Like we all just defined it differently here. So I think the context, he may think it's like that for everybody, but I just don't believe it.
Man, the reason why I believe it, and he also mentioned this, it's like somebody could be working on something and get tapped on the shoulder by someone that could change their life forever. And it's not necessarily like their work ethic or anything. Somebody could be like, oh, you sell houses. I like you. You want to sell my $5 million home? You like, damn, what? And me in my life, man, I've been here with so many random scenarios of success. I sit back and think like, damn, how the fuck did I get here? Oh, I went to a party. I met this person. This person introduced me to this person. And it's like a trickle effect. Like,
I disagree with that.
I disagree with that. That's hard work and networking, dog.
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah, you put in work to educate yourself.
Networking is hard work.
Bro, you put in work to educate yourself. You put in work to learn the game. You put in work that when you got in position, it made sense to put you in the game. Like you did the work
somebody
before.
still has to pick you to put you in the game.
But if you don't do the work before, you're not getting picked.
No, but it don't even mean the work. Somebody could be like, I just don't like this person and I don't want them around.
Oh well, then you keep it.
We're not of the same.
Well, like, I think both of y'all, I think all y'all are really right, man. I mean, I just think this is just information that we need to apply how we see fit at the time. So we see ourselves in situations where we can get tapped on the shoulder, then you know what it is. If we don't get the opportunity and somebody else does, is less qualified, then we know what it is. So I just look at this as just information that I'm gonna just put up in my toolage, and I'm gonna keep it up there. And as I navigate through the world and I see it play out, then I'm like, oh, okay, that's what he was talking about. So I don't think I think we all saying some valuable stuff. It's just information. That's all.
And you saying networking ain't hard? Tell that to somebody that's an introvert that don't know how to talk to people. You
I'm an introvert.
Like, shut up.
I am. I took a person out. I'm an introvert, bro. I'm a very quiet person.
Why you think in Hollywood they got groups? Spike Lee got his group of people that he always puts in his movie. Adam Sandler got his group of people that he always put in the movies. What was it? The 40-year
movie business though.
The 40-year-old virgin guys. The 40-year-old virgin that them same.
Judd Apatow
and Seth Rogen people too. Yeah,
that's Judd Apatow. That was the same crew. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. That's filmmaking. Think about this. Ryan Coogler has who in every one of his movies?
The worst actor ever.
Michael B. Jordan.
How he the worst? Stop hating.
He's not the worst. He Killmonger is my all-time favorite.
He did Killmonger. He did Killmonger. Good.
He did good. He did great. I think in Creed. I liked him in Creed. I like him. I want to check out
in
what the first movie he did.
The Wire, Fruitvale Station.
Oh,
yeah, Fruitvale Station.
Fruitvale Station. Yeah,
hell of an actor.
Come on, man. But you're supposed to do that. Like you know what I'm saying? You work with who came up with you. You don't got them and just start going to get new actors and this, that, and the other just because you made it somewhere. Nah, you bring up those.
Yeah, but that proves it. That proves his point, bro. Because it's like if you're already a part of his crew, you're not gonna get a role over his crew because he's already given it to his crew. You know what I'm saying?
But they've already worked though. They've put in the hard work already.
How do you know they put in the work, bro? He probably would have been like, "Hey, bro, you bored? I got a role for you." Like, bro, I was in the
it
movie. I was randomly in the movie that was on BET, bro. People called me. I talked to Rob about it on his podcast. People were calling me like, "Hey, how'd you get into acting?" My daughter hit me up, "Daddy, are you on this movie? And you want to know how it happened?" I worked out. Somebody called me like, "Hey, this movie set needs a production assistant." Oh, fuck it, shit. I'm gonna go. I'll make some money. All right, cool. Up there working, the director looked at me. "Hey, button up your shirt. Go upstairs. I want to get you in the role." I'm in the room with Goldie Hawn, bro, from Girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at her like, damn.
That's a chance extra versus a leading character in 6 of this brother movies. Come on, man. It's
Yeah,
not
but
the
I'm just
same.
saying, like, stuff just be happening like that. And what if I wanted to take it serious and just, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to some people's stories, bro, they just be like in situations and they just be like, "Oh, okay, well, I mean, I guess."
But that's the anomaly. That's
like all of the Wayne. Think about all the Wayans brothers. You think they all? I'll guarantee you, Sean is forcing himself to try to be funny.
No, they trained. They spoke about that. They
at the thing award they just won. Yeah, they brother trained them. He made them watch movies. Yeah, he made them watch movies.
Trained each other to be funny. That's why the family is so strong.
I know, and it don't seem natural.
Hard work.
It's depending on the Wayne brother.
Well, who? Which one?
I mean, I would say Sean doesn't seem like he's that funny.
I don't know about that, Sherm. You point out which one of the core group that ain't funny. The core group.
I said Sean is the least to me. And it seems like he's forcing himself to be this way to be in movies.
Seen him no more. He been stopped acting. You don't even see
him.
him
because we already know what it is, bro.
Law. He said
that's what I mean. He got an opportunity.
Well, he's writing. He ain't done. He's right. Like they whole family write. Y'all, I don't know if y'all saw the thing on stage. They all writing for other comics and stuff. He might not have get, but yeah, that family. Go ahead.
Hey Rob, Sean ain't got to do nothing after that check from White Chicks.
Oh, true. Facts. Even Damon said he asked him. He said I asked Sean to be in the movie, and Sean said no. And that's his pops. He had his people send a note back to his pops. This don't fit what we trying to do. And the program he was on fell through. So then he ended up, having to do the thing. But yeah, that family trained for that shit. Mm-hmm. But Sean, I'm gonna hit you again. To Law's point. They called you and said, we need a production assistant, which is really some runner type shit. And you knew it, but you had the grind that put you on set. That's the part. That's the work ethic I'm talking about. Like that shit just didn't land.
They both can play hand in hand though.
Well, maybe that's what I think that's what Peep said.
I mean, you can't be given opportunity and not have no work ethic. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
Okay, that part. Yeah.
You're absolutely
that wasn't my point either. I made the initial point in the beginning while I was talking about all the different players.
Yeah.
If everyone is talented, the thing that gets you over the hump, or if everyone has worked hard to get to a level, is that tap on the shoulder. It's not necessarily talent that could you just talented so you win. No, you're gonna have somebody got to put you in the game. They got to put you in the movie. They got to call you for the production assistant. You can go all the places and not get hired and be just as hardworking as everybody else, but one of the this some game for anybody that's watching right here. Now, if you're in a position and you're trying to elevate, you try and find somebody that's in a higher position and ask them to mentor you. They'll invest in your personal success, and you doing well makes them look good. It's a win-win scenario. It'll help you out a whole lot.
The movie I was in, it was Golden Brooks. It was not Goldie Hawn. Damn, hey, I need to go to sleep. Golly. Yeah, it was Golden Brooks from Girlfriends. I was tripping. Hell no, it wasn't Goldie Hawn. Oh my God.
Hey,
and he was like Goldie Hawn? I was like, yeah.
Bro, when you told me that, I was like, how? Dude, he was in a movie with Goldie Hawn. Damn.
I said Goldie Hawn on your podcast?
Yeah, I'll go back in. I'll go back and get that.
Oh my God, man. Yeah,
but I thought she was the actress you was with. That's why I was tripping on the stories. Like, damn, you got an A-list actress in a monologue with her in a one-on-one scene your first time out the gate. That's why I was like, damn, tell me this story.
I was more like intrigued by Golden Brooks because I watched Girlfriends and stuff like that. And it was just me, her, and somebody else. So, you clearly see me on the camera. You know what I mean? And I know they just don't be giving out roles like that to anybody, you know. So that was just like something, you know, right. I feel like the right place, the right time, work ethic, and you know, it is going to be given to you if it fits you. You know, and going to what Marcus said or was talking about earlier when it comes to basketball, you know, they would look at somebody's talent and they'll say, you know what, this person isn't going to sell enough tickets because, you know, there's this one guy that went to college. He was a star player in college. Everybody know who he is. People are going to come to see him. And then you got another guy that might be in the, you know, G League that's way better than him. But they're going to be like, fuck that. We're going to pick the person that's going to sell tickets. You know, so sometimes talent isn't enough. You know what I mean? It's recognition, is branding, how you look, you know, your physique, all, you know, all kind of stuff comes into play. But that's one of the reasons why I believe that is given as well.
When I first got out of college, I went and worked out with the Bulls at the Berto Center, right? I was playing with them for like 3 weeks. This one they had Tyrus Thomas, Lou Aldang, Ben Gordon. Who else was there? Joakim Noah, a couple other people, right?
Kirk Heinrich, yeah.
My man Pete Myers, he a real one. Pete fuck with some of the OGs from my hood, and they told me that, you know what I'm saying, they connected us through the pro am. I went up there, I was dragging Tyrus Thomas, dragging this man. I'm fucking him up. I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to be starving. I'm like, Pete, what's up, Joe? You see what this work do, what the business do? He like, man, we can get you a contract in Iceland. I'm like, Iceland? Nigga, I just fucked your whole team up for 3 weeks straight. What is we talking about? He like, no, man, shit. You got contract extensions and all type of other shit. I'm like, man, ain't this about a bitch? But it just showed you how that shit play out. Like,
so you thought you was gonna play for the Bulls? You was hyped for 3 weeks, and they said we get you a contract in Iceland.
Sure, when I say I'm dragging them, I was dragging them boys for the whole 3 weeks. I'm like, hey, bang, bully ball in their ass. Yeah, man, we got these contracts and shit. He was like, we can get you in Iceland, and then I was so zoned out when he said that I went to another country. I should have probably went to Iceland and then just, you know what I'm saying, got brought back. But yeah, it be, you know what I'm saying, the tap. That tap.
But you know, what was he drafted at though? You was undrafted, right?
So I didn't even declare for the draft, and then I got issue with the coach. And,
right.
And then I got drafted in the G League when I wasn't even playing no more.
Right.
And then
so,
I went to
that's what I'm saying. You know, he was drafted, you know, so they already be having money aside for him. So this like they gotta play him because they drafted the nigga.
I was dragging them boys, though. I swear to God. That shit was bad.
Shout out to Bronny.
Hey, I low key, I got his jersey hanging up in my cave, but it's only because his last name Thomas. You know what I'm saying? It was my pop's jersey. Yeah. You know. Yeah, man. I'm about to roll. You muted. Peace. You muted.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys. And we out.